Checkity check, check.
Got you loud and clear.
Check.
Got you loud and clear.
Check. Ooh. And I can hear you on the stream, so I think that's good. I like it. Really the biggest thing that I ever worry about is are you guys coming across on the mic? Because typically everybody can always hear me, but sometimes people will be like, hey, I can't hear so-and-so, or...
Yeah, I find it depends on the mic setup. If they're using the mic on their PC, it doesn't. Sometimes you get like the feedback where it's picking up the speakers and things like that.
Yep. Folks are cutting it close. Folks are cutting it close.
That'll be soloing tonight.
That's okay. All we need is a cleric, man. You can heal yourself after every hit. Okay. All we need is a cleric.
We'll see how that works.
Heal yourself after every hit. Okay. All we need is a cleric.
We'll see how that works.
Heal yourself after every hit. Okay. What is up, my peoples? It's going to be difficult to start calling you Mulgar. I'm so used to calling you Nephron.
Yeah, change is good.
Yeah. All right, Hub. Not sure what you got going on in the background there, but it sounds like you got a squeaky swing or something. A bunch of kids swinging on a play set in the background. I see you talking, but I don't hear anything. He's here. Okay. Yeah, and he laughs because he knows who I'm talking about too.
It's always about me.
And then there were 4 players.
Yeah, I don't know, Krog. I see you lighting up and stuff, man, but all I hear is sort of a squeaky sound like somebody's got a chain swing in the background squeaking, but I don't hear you.
Yeah, I don't hear him either.
All right, halflings are supposed to be quiet anyway, right?
Yes.
Come check. Can you hear me?
There you are.
Yep.
Catch Duggan.
Be advised, I apologize. I'm still setting up. Sorry about that.
No worries, man. No worries at all. I'm gonna go ahead and launch, even though Mordred's not here yet, because he had a computer update running a few minutes and he was at like 49%. And if he's a computer like my computer, he may be in here just in time for us to be launching our raid into somebody else's stream at the end of our game. But let's get this thing rolling. What do you say? And we made it. Well, most of us made it. Still waiting on XYOR, i.e. Modred, but he's in his words, not mine, his words, his computer is special. And it's running updates on itself, and he's trying to coax it along. But, you know, as well as I do, when Windows wants to do its thing, ain't nobody going to tell it different. But until he gets here, I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's episode of Agora Quest, our brand new, well, relatively brand new campaign, Age of Worms. I am Sean, your host, and I would like to welcome everybody here as you start to roll in. Don't know how many people we got coming in, but I don't know. I can never tell like who's watching and who's not, because Twitch never really gives you like an accurate number, and then at the end of the stream I get all these numbers and I'm like, you know, I'm looking at the stream and it shows like, oh, you got like 4 people watching, and all of a sudden I get the thing, it's like, yeah, you had like 30 people watching. I'm like, what the hell? I don't get it, don't understand it, but that's okay, doesn't really matter. I just need to talk long enough for everybody to get here, and looky there, a wizard just teleported himself right into our midst. And so now I feel complete. I feel as if we can actually do things that I had planned, unless my players do otherwise, like they did last week. But that's okay. We'll get there we'll get there. But anyway, welcome everybody. As you know, this is our first edition game. If you like 1E, you are in the right spot. If you like Greyhawk, you're in the right spot. However, if you like 5E, don't forget you can also catch us on Fridays, every other Friday, I should say, for our 5E campaign, which is set in Perrin Land. So I encourage you to come check that out. We been off for a couple of weeks. I tried to run it last week, but as many of you know, my job entails sometimes that I have stuff to do. And so I was like just really swamped, had things to do, couldn't make it. But that was okay. It was technically our off week. But we were just trying to play like catch up. As we had missed a stream, I just was saying, hey, if everybody can make it, let's just do it's like a makeup stream. But it didn't work out, but we will be here this Friday. Guaranteed I will be there anyway. If I'm by myself, damn it, I am going to game on Friday. If I have to roll the dice for like choose your own adventure path, that's what I'm going to do. But we'll be here Friday, and hopefully you'll be able to catch us. Don't forget, as you watch tonight's stream, you can earn tokens. You can trade those tokens in for Nat 1s and Nat 20s just by clicking the little gold coin underneath the chat box. If you're watching on Twitch, I should say. And this is, you earn dang, man, like my throat suddenly getting froggy. Anyway, as you watch the stream, you earn those tokens. You can trade them in for Nat 1s or Nat 20s. They're good for the stream that they're donated on, blah, 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 blah. However, last week we did get one. We didn't really have any combat, and so that one is carrying over to this stream. And no, it's not just because my old player, Ronnie Noblight, donated it to me. Well, maybe that's part of it, but we did not get a real chance to use it last week. So per usual, if we get donated Nat 1s and Nat 20s that players aren't able to use, we just carry them over to the next week. And so, I've got a nice Nat 20 hanging in my back pocket. However, if you like to help support the stream, as well as help players out, you can also, for every 100 bits you cheer, you can grant a +1 to the player or humble DM of your choice. And those do carry over from stream to stream. As it stands right now, every player has a +2 available to him to adjust his dice rolls up or down by 1, or in this case 2. And so as well as I do, as you're rolling the dice, sometimes just a bit outside. And if you just had one more point up or down, you would succeed. And so now you do. In this case, you have 2 points. And those do carry over, as I said, from stream to stream. So, like I said, for every 100 bits you cheer, not only does it help support the stream, but it helps keep the players alive at least a little bit longer. If you haven't clicked that follow button, please do so. Try to get our engagement out there. If you haven't talked to your friends, family, coworkers, countrymen, again, I encourage you to do so. Go proselytize on a corner somewhere. Let everybody know when and where they can meet us. We accept all kinds. So I encourage everybody to go out and do that. Last but not least, if you are a fan of Greyhawk as we are, as I stated, all of our games are in Greyhawk. Our first edition game is set in Diamond Lake, which is just north of the free city of Greyhawk. Our 5th edition game is set in the country of Perrinland, up in the northwestern region on the map of the world of Greyhawk. There is a great site out on Twitch, twitch.tv/team/Greyhawk Creatives. I encourage you to go check it out. See a lot of great content providers out there that deal a lot of Greyhawk stuff. Some of it isn't Greyhawk specific, but it is great old school D&D content. Anna Meyer, who does, like, you're looking at one of her maps right now. If you were looking at the stream, I take it back. Not showing on the stream yet. You're seeing the players, but the World of Greyhawk maps that I use are from her. Lord Kazumba, who is the patriarch of our Greyhawk group, he's the one that created the team page when he became whatever you are when you're special to Twitch and you're like a bigwig, which is not us at all. We are not bigwigs in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, go check out that page. If you can't remember all that, that's fine. If you just hit the old !socials, that's plural, SOCIALS, and that will show you all of our links to our Twitter, our YouTube. If you're catching this on a VOD and you don't have time to watch it all, they only hold them on Twitch for a couple of weeks. But I do immediately after each stream, I push everything over to YouTube. So just go check us out over there. Link to our Discord if you want to come hang out in the Discord channel. We're not like a real busy Discord with thousands of posts every day. We may get, a dozen posts a day, give or take. But come check us out, man. Hang out with the players, discuss whatever the topic of the day is, such as Exior and his computer fun. So, yeah. So go make fun of them. Go let them know that, we have computers too, and none of our computers like us either. But I encourage you to go check it out. Anyway, welcome everybody. Players, welcome back. Hopefully everybody is well rested now that we've had a brief respite. When last we played, it was more or less a gathering of individuals. And our players all gathered in a tavern known as the Feral Dog within the mining community of Diamond Lake. Diamond Lake, of course, sits north of the free city of Greyhawk, up in the Cairn Hills. And somebody's got it going on in the background. I'll bet it's you, Exior. Your computer updating. No, you're good, dude. You're good. I'm just hearing the Windows sounds.
I'm trying to.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. Sorry, I gotta take a
I got
drink.
two people that says they're muted on mine, Krog and Mulgar.
Yep, they are. And a lot of times what people do is they set up their Discord voice to be push to talk. And so you have to push the space bar. He's still showing. Updates are underway. Please keep your computer on. Don't do it. But anyway, yeah, so they do push to talk. And so it'll mute your mic until you push the space bar. And then when you push the space bar, then you talk and you let go. People do that. Me personally, I don't, because I can't remember what my left or right hand's doing anyway. And so I'll be talking for half an hour and forget that I'm supposed to be pushing the keyboard. So
I do the same thing.
yeah. So anyway, regardless, as I said last week, we were gathering in Diamond Lake, which I said again is a mining community north of the free city of Greyhawk. Gave a little bit of an introduction to all the players, kind of a background of the story. I am not going to read. It was a pretty lengthy introduction. Not sure if everybody liked it or not, but I thought it gave a good background and a good feel for what was going on. Although players at this point aren't really sure what's up. A couple of them are here to investigate things that are going on and portents and rumors that other magi and other soothsayers have been discussing about this age of darkness that is encroaching upon the land, and it's working its way, although most people don't see it or recognize it or even care about it because it doesn't affect their daily lives. Still, the evil marches on. And so our party gathered in the Feral Dog, and it was sort of a halfling-induced altercation with the entire bar that resulted in the magic user putting several of the miners to sleep, the guards showing up, investigations were had, fingers were pointed, and the party sort of stepped out of the way while the guards try to figure out what the heck was going on and kind of get everything back under control in the tavern. And there they discussed some things, and it was decided that they were going to visit a local wizard by the name, or a sage by the name of Aliston Neff. And upon speaking with Aliston, he did mention things along the lines of the age of worms and whatnot, and this age of darkness that is supposed to be coming. But he also asked the party if they would be willing to help him in his book that he was writing regarding the cairns, because the Cairn Hills get their name from all these thousands or hundreds or whatever of ancient burial sites, most of which, at least in the vicinity of Diamond Lake, have been thoroughly investigated and plundered. However, there's one that he just thought that they could go to just to see or test their mettle, to one that the locals called the Whispering Cairn. In fact, children use it to test the braveness of their compatriots, and so kids dare one another to go spend the night in the Whispering Cairn. Well, at least they used to. Several years ago, a young girl by the name of Maya went missing, and she was never found, and so folks thought better of allowing their children to go to the Whispering Cairn. And so that is where we ended up as the party gathered. Rather than pay money in a tavern or anything else, they took respite on a little ledge area, a hill, as the hills kind of sweep up out of the north of town, and the roads run into the hills, both toward into the Cairn Hills, as well as other roads that head off to various mining areas or down to the free city of Greyhawk. They elected to sleep out under the stars in the chilly evening air that is Diamond Lake. And that is essentially where we are going to be picking up tonight as they move into the second day of readying, which is the early months. Still cold, slightly rainy as the winter transitions towards spring. Think of it as kind of a February, March kind of a time frame. That's what I kind of liken it to. But before we get too much further, I was looking at some of the YouTube, and I apologize for those of you that ever go to my YouTube or go to the channel's YouTube, because I am really not a content like provider guru guy. We stream, I post the streams, and that's about the end of it. I really need to go and start checking engagement, because people actually post questions out on our channel, and I looked at some, I'm like, well, crap, why didn't I see that like 6 months ago? But something somebody had mentioned, and I thought it was actually a pretty decent idea, was a lot of people come to the game or come to the stream and they kind of come right in the middle and they don't know who's who or what's what. They kind of get a background of what we're doing at the time, but they don't really know who's who. So I am going to, at the beginning of each session, go around the horn once again, and if players could just give a brief description of who you are, what character you're playing, and I only really worry about class, race, no worries about backgrounds or anything like that, but kind of go through that at the beginning of each, so that way at the beginning of each stream, everybody knows who the players are, what their classes are, etc., and then who you are, however you want to detail yourself, whether it's your real name or whether it's your Twitch name or Discord name, whatever the case may be. So I'm just going to go around the horn, starting with you, Biamba. If you just give a quick, brief introduction on who you are, race, class, brief description maybe.
Okay, I am Ager. That's my real name or my screen name. And then I'm playing Biamba, who is an unearthed Arcana barbarian. They are kind of like a mix between a fighter and maybe a druid, I guess. A lot of animal stuff, a lot of nature stuff, and his main weapon is a short composite bow and scimitar.
Nice. Thank you. Mulgar.
My character is Mulgar. He's a wild elf ranger. He's got a long bow and a long sword. And being a wild elf, they tend to be a little taller and a little bigger and stronger than a standard elf. And my name is Paul.
Sweet. Oh, Tag, you're it.
My character's name is Hub. He is a halfling thief, city dweller type thief, slightly nervous. Let me see what else. His main equipment is going to be mainly darts and daggers at this moment. And my name as the real person is Brian.
Thank you, sir. Renoir, now that I have your name fixed. Tag, you're it.
My name's Kevin. I'm a retired guy. I live down in Baja California, sir, in Mexico. My character is Renoir, a cleric of Tritherion. And my main weapon is a mace and mostly healing spells.
Thank you, sir. And last but not least, Mr. Modred.
My name's Scott, and I play Modred. He's a magic user. He's got some health issues, and of course his forte is spells and daggers.
Sweet. All right. And so there you have it. Those are the guys that are going to die tonight. So everybody.
Hey!
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Damn it. I meant to mute my mic. My apologies.
You said the quiet part out loud.
My apologies. Let's get into this, folks. What do you say? As we begin episode 2, technically, of our Age of Worms campaign. If I can get us on the right map, that would be amazing. Where is it? Oh, here we go. I just want to, technically I could leave it on this one, but I want to put it on this one. So here we go. It is the second day. It's pretty weird. It's not playing. There we go. Oh, it's not. It's my Mountain Village tune isn't playing. I don't get it, but that's okay. It is the second day of readying as you guys took your long respite from last night, having left Alliston's, gathered your belongings, and you find yourselves on the outskirt northern edges of Diamond Lake. You look down into the mining town as the sun begins to barely crack over the hills to the east. You can see already that work is going on as thick plumes of black smoke rise from the smelting pits. You can see the small, thin trails of smoke coming out from various hostels and hovels, as well as inns and taverns and other businesses and whatnot. Bodies move relatively silently from this distance, but in small groups as the mining shifts head off to their various endeavors in the various mines that are situated here within Diamond Lake. The evening last night was relatively cool, but as you awaken this morning, it is significantly colder as a slight drizzle now begins to fall upon all of you. The temperature is probably dipping down around the mid-teens to low 20s, and the rain is not doing you any favors as it begins to drizzle, as I said, coating you, covering your gear, and soaking you as you break camp. You have directions to the cairn. You know that it's about a mile or a mile and a half east of town, leading out the company road in that direction. Players, what do we want to do?
I know from
Moses
my
had
perspective,
a bad night. Go ahead. Don't want to step on anybody again.
Yeah, I'm going to say if we're going to visit any places where people are buried, I'd rather do that early in the day rather than late in the day. And we're not going to get any less wet waiting around. So maybe we should make our way over to the cairns.
Sounds like a plan. Uh,
Let's go.
as we walk, Modred asked Renoir if he has the ability to commune with his gods.
Certainly to potentially make undead go away. I can certainly commune with my God for that. He's granted me that power, yes. And also I do on a daily basis pray for certain magical healing abilities and other abilities he gives me.
But once we get to the location where that girl was last seen, is there any way you can uh, petition the other world to maybe get some questions answered as to her whereabouts?
Such a thing is definitely possible, though I don't have, I did not pray for such a spell, unfortunately.
I do have a question. Using my weather prediction,
Okay.
can I tell how bad this storm's going to be? Is it going to get worse, or is it going to get better? Or...
So you can see that based on the clouds and the extensiveness and how far the cloudiness kind of goes off into the distance, this is probably going to be, if anything, at least an all-day affair. It doesn't look thick black clouds like a huge thunderstorm was raging. It just appears that it's going to be a persistent pissing on you for the remainder of the day at least.
Okay. I kind of put that out to the rest of the group that this is how the weather shall be for the day.
Sort of a
Hub
light.
is miserable. He is not enjoying this at any. And once you say that, he even looks like he's about to cry.
Modred's not having a good time either. He's coughing up blood and hacking and everything else.
You
You
guys,
have been cursed by the gods.
Yeah, it's had a hard life.
so you move your way out toward the east, following the company road as you are instructed by Alliston. Who is going to be essentially leading you through the wilderness in order to find the Whispering Cairn?
I could. Yeah, I got my tracking percentage. It's 90%, but now that it's raining, it drops it a little bit.
So there's a little bit of difference. This isn't necessarily tracking, although I will say you guys can use that skill to keep yourselves from getting lost. Like if it's your favored sort of domain, like if your favorite domain is forests, let's say, then
Actually, mine's more like the steps of a mountain.
right. So I am going to say this is kind of similar terrain, hills and stuff like that. So I will say that you guys, and the same thing with you, Mulgar. I know as a ranger you have skills leading and whatnot. I don't know what your terrain may be, but I'm going to say probably mostly forested would be.
Yeah, I would think I'm forest.
Yeah, from where you are.
Do we get terrain? I mean, in first edition? Or
Not really. No, it's not really. But I kind of use it where if somebody says, "Hey, I have this ability to track," right? Even though first edition, I may give you, I give you an extra 10% because you know how to track in a forest, right? Or
Right.
the terrain you grew up in was mountainous region like this, mountain steps, low hills. I'm going to give you a little bit of an advantage on your check just because of the fact that it may be where you grew up, right? Hub's going to know his way around a town, right? Or a city. The same thing, maybe even Modred. Modred may know his way around more upper echelon of town, right? He may know how to talk to people in that environment better than, say, the barbarian would, right? So stuff like that, I give bonuses. But yeah, you are correct. There's nothing really of first edition. A lot of that I think came out more second edition and stuff. But regardless, you guys move yourselves out of the mining town and begin to move yourselves into the hills that are known as the Cairn Hills, although you are on a main road that leads relatively north, kind of northeast, as you guys begin to move out of the town. Go ahead and give me a whatever your skill check that you have, Biamba, for technically tracking or kind of keeping on the trail.
Okay. Let's see. It's like I said, it's 90% as a base thing, but then for each hour of precipitation, it minuses 25%. So
Okay, so it's only been raining for a little over an hour, so we'll just take the 25 off.
okay, so it'll be a 65.
Okay.
Let me do. Where's my dice? It's there.
So. All right.
I think I think that
Yeah.
does it.
That's pretty darn good, if I do say so myself, as you roll that 7. You guys move your way out of town following the road as described. As you work your way, the road itself begins to wind up into the hills, and you can see that various you and Mulgar both can see that there are many smaller trails that kind of branch off and go into the wilderness, if you will, as opposed to staying on this main track. However, you were told by Alliston that this Whispering Cairn, or whatever it is about a mile along the main road. So you continue to follow the main road. Interesting, far in the east, high up on the hills, all of you can see barely through the clouds are fairly low. The hills in that direction go fairly high. You can actually see that there is some sort of large temple or tower structure built high in the hills in that direction. But that's perhaps for something for another day. For you follow along the road and you see there is an old rotted wooden sign that sort of fell over into the mud. And as you sort of walk toward and you pick up its remnants, you can see that there is a hand-scrawled board that was, it's a crossboard stuck on a stake, and that stake was stuck in the ground, but it has long since fallen over and beginning to rot it. But you can see that whatever the scrawl was says whisper, and then the rest of the words are long since worn away by the weather and whatever else may have damaged this sign.
Well, I bet you that used to say Whispering Cairn.
Does it have arrow pointing way?
No, but the board itself is kind of sharpened at one end, kind of making it pointy, so there's no arrow on it. But if you were to stick the stake in the ground, you can point it in any direction, so it could really be pointing any direction. However, there is a small trail leading off into the wilderness here.
Y'all want to check that trail out? Have we gone about a mile?
Yeah, it's probably been a mile and a half, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Y'all want to check
All right.
that trail out and see?
Let's check it out.
Remember the sage says something about we would hear whispering or whatever as we got closer, whether it's a natural phenomenon or something supernatural. But anyway, if we don't hear that, we can come back down and search someplace else.
Absolutely. If we look at the sign really closely, can we see what might have been rubbed off or worn off on it? Or is that just totally illegible?
No, if you look at it, it's kind of hard because it's not carved into it. It looks like it was just written and maybe or painted on there or scrawled on with some sort of a chalk or some kind of other light colored ink. but I'm going to say that you can, at a minimum, see, you can't read all of it, but you can see it probably did say whispering. Whisper is still there, but if you look closely and you kind of rub your fingers over, you can almost see a slight indentation where a heavy press to draw or to write on it caused slight indentations in the soft wood that spell out whispering, but you can't make out cairn anywhere. That is, excuse me, that's been washed and faded away completely. But the word whispering is definitely on the board.
But the sign obviously has
Seems
enough
like our
room for
best,
Karn.
our best option.
You guys talked over each other.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You had the better comment.
All I was wondering is the sign obviously got enough room for the word Karn to be
Yes.
on there? You know, like it's not.
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
It is rotted and kind of broken in pieces, but you could see that had it been a full slab of board, it probably definitely had room.
Then I'd say that's our best option. We should check that out.
Hey, did my spells reset when I did the long rest?
Yes. Yeah, your spells.
Okay.
So that's one thing as a sidebar I do want to say. Players, when you get an opportunity, post in Discord or maybe in your journal what your typical morning routine is going to be. And that's what we'll go with. And unless you tell me different, that's what I'm going to go with. Like, I'm going to memorize spells, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, etc. Right? That way it's sort of a de facto given that priests are going to pray for their spells, magic users are going to spend time studying their tomes. So unless you tell me something different, that's where we'll go. And we'll work out like watches and stuff like that as the time comes. You know, travel, single file, double file, etc. We'll kind of work through that as well. But for right now, we're just going to go. So, so I need everybody right now, if you would not mind, to roll a 20-sided dice for me, please.
Damn, those are actually some good rolls.
All right.
Either really good or really bad.
All right, so Biamba gets a 19, Renoir gets a 15, Modred gets a 17, Mulgar gets a 14. I don't see Hub's roll anywhere. With us, Hub? There we go. Oh, so close. Hub gets 12. All right, so Cardman out in chat has donated a natural 20 to a random PC, and Biamba, you now have a natural 20 available to you.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Nice.
So, very nice. Thanks, Cardman. Appreciate that. Glad I looked at chat. Otherwise, you guys would have been screwed.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I was looking.
Yeah, it's okay, man. It's all good. So, let me.
That's what, the lowest roll got it?
No, the highest roll.
Or the highest roll?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he got a 19, didn't he?
Yes, sir. It's all right. There's
Roger
always
that.
I think second the lowest roll.
That's probably
Yes,
what
sir.
that's what I
Second the
think.
lowest.
I think that's what Cardman meant when he said random PC. It means the second one, like it's like a random number. But unfortunately, it's a little too late now. I'm not going to be an Indian giver, so I can't do that. So I apologize, guys.
Hey, if I think one of you guys need it more than me, I'll give it away.
No, we don't do that.
Damn it.
You're stuck with it. So thanks for that, Cardman. We appreciate it, brother. So as you guys work your way along this small trail, it's fairly easy to follow as it winds its way up a small switchback up into a little bit rougher area of the hills. And as you come to sort of a flattened out area, you can see what appears to be sort of like a monolithic rock. There's a gaping dark hole in the side of the hill where this monolithic rock sort of stands, and there's a flat piece of rock that sort of sticks out of the earth, right? It's like almost like an entrance into a doorway, but the earth has fallen away and it leaves just sort of this concrete slab. Only in this case, it's a stone slab. So it takes a little bit of clambering up to get onto this stone slab, which is maybe about a 15 by 20 foot slab of stone that's protruding from the earth, and where the ancient dirt and earth has fallen away. As I said, there's a stone sitting on top of this that sort of leans up against the hillside, and there's a gaping hole, and there's shrubs and bushes and all kinds of weeds that are sort of choking this blackened maw of a mouth that leads into the hillside. The trail that you guys are on continues past here. You can see it winds like an animal trail into the hills, down and around in some of the gullies and not. But this definitely looks like a candidate for what potentially could be the Whispering Cairn, although you don't hear any whispers off the top of your head right now.
How big is the hill?
Dogatu?
Say again?
Go ahead.
How big is the hill that we're looking at?
So the hill itself is probably stretches up maybe 40 feet above where you guys are standing, and on sort of a steep slope up into the hills. The main entry, if you will, this gaping hole that's chock full of weeds and trees and overgrowth and whatnot, I don't know, it's maybe 8 feet high, 4 or 5 feet wide, give or take. It's not massive opening, and as I said, it is choked by trees and weeds and brambles, twigs, and stuff like that.
I'm going to look at Dogatu and see if his ears are perking up or anything.
As he is sort of sitting there, he's whining a little bit, and he's like sniffing the ground and looking at you and sort of whining slightly, as if he smells something, but he's not like overly freaked out about it, but he's given like a little whine, like he does smell something.
Okay. Smell, but nothing heard. Like we were listening for the whispering.
As of out here, you don't hear anything. No, you don't hear any whispering.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to move up towards it.
Acting strangely.
Beg your pardon, sir?
Is Nicodemus acting any
No.
such way? Can he-
Curiosity.
is there anything that he might perceive?
Curiosity. That's about it. As he's sort of looking, but it's difficult to see through the bramblewoods and twigs and trees into the entryway, if you will.
All right, I'm going to
How far
move
away
forward
from the hole.
slowly.
I'm sorry.
So I was going to move slowly towards the entrance.
Okay. You and Hub, it takes you a little bit in order to climb up this rocky embankment, because, as I said, it sort of sticks out. And if you were to be standing on the edge of the ledge where the rock steps out, it's about a 5 or 6 foot drop to the hill that slopes away, right? So it takes you a little bit to kind of clamber up. Even you, Mulgar, it takes a little bit, although it's much easier for you because you're taller and whatnot than Hub. But regardless, both of you sort of clamber up onto this rocky shelf that sticks out, and you can sort of see that through the opening it continues deeper into the hill, but it's almost impossible to see through all these weeds and whatnot.
How deep are the weeds? Like
Probably a good 10 feet, maybe 10 or 15 feet. I mean, you can clamber your way through them, but it's like clambering through a brambleweed.
well, I can use my scimitar and go as long as there's not any, protruding rocks or stuff, and just bushwhack my way through it.
Okay.
Make a trail.
Olgar, can you see any tracks?
I'm going to take a look, see if there's
Okay.
anything I notice.
Okay. As you look around, you actually see that there are a lot of animal prints around here, in particular canine tracks.
Oh, and possible other wolves.
I'll climb up to back them up.
Okay. As you guys begin cutting your way into the in through the weeds, it takes you probably a good 15 or 20 minutes or so. Takes you about a good 15, 20 minutes or so to cut through enough with your scimitar. As Dogatu goes and lays down outside, sort of head propped up, almost like the Egyptian sphinxes, sort of kind of looking, and he's sort of whining slightly, puts his head down on his paws, waiting for you to go do your thing and come back, as he doesn't appear to have any interest in going into this cavern.
Hey, do gnolls, are they rumored to live in the Cairn Hills? Do we know?
Gnolls. There are various humanoid tribes, but probably I would say Modred, and Modred may know. He's mostly from the Greyhawk region and stuff, so he would know that there are small tribes of creatures like orcs and gnolls and whatnot that reside within the hills, but they're very few and very far between. The Greyhawk militia does send a contingent of soldiers that actually have small towers at various locations in the hills as sort of battlements that they go out and they keep the region safe for merchants and miners and whatnot. But they are not unheard of.
Be on your guard. Even though we're still in relative civilized areas, the Cairn Hills are known to house orcs and gnolls and other less savory creatures.
Regarding these tracks,
yes.
I'm sorry, real quick. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
The tracks, they're on the ground that was around the hole, not kind of below the slab that we're on, or
the slab itself is stone, so it's difficult to see much tracks there. Although you do see some looks to be foul type of footprints, birds and whatnot. Although there are some other smaller animals, but yes, they're in addition to more out in the dirt areas, even up here on the rocky area where there is a little layer of dirt, you do see numerous prints that indicate canines of some kind, whether they're wolves or large dogs or whatever, have passed through here. Cool. Anybody else got anything else?
No.
Right. Okay.
If I see wolves, then I got other plans. So.
Okay. As you step through, immediately as you sort of cut through the last vestiges of these tangly brambles and roots and whatnot, as I said, it takes you a little bit of time to cut through, but you can see that the natural light coming from behind you dimly illuminates a long hallway extending north into the darkness. A faint breeze brings with it a sibilant whispers that sound that almost like a sighing breath. You're sure it has to be a trick of the wind, but the sound is almost gives the effect of almost being lifelike. Let me... The walls here bear horizontal bands of deceptively simple geometric patterns at waist level. My music came on at like 80%, so it's blasting my ears. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can. Anyway, the walls bear horizontal bands of deceptively simple geometric patterns at waist level. In places, the bands reveal very little detail, but in others, I should say, reveal startling detail. But in others, the walls look as though they have been hacked apart with weapons or eroded by the rigors of time. Flakes of ancient paint, brilliant purple and dull mustard hues, still cling to the walls in places, hinting at what must once have been a riot of colors pasted upon the walls. A thin coat of dust still covers the floor. Just inside, up ahead, well, I'll wait till you guys start to move in if you decide to move in. You can see that the hallway is about 20 feet wide, and this little entry that you guys sort of stand in, you can see there is a stone-like archway that is about 10 feet high and 4 feet wide that leads into this wider hallway. And the hallway itself, like I said, is about 20 feet wide.
All right. Renoir will light a torch so we can see anything inside here.
Hold on. Modric begins to chant the words to his charm of making, and he claps his hands together and smacks his staff on the ground, and that little purple gem on the tip of his staff begins to glow with a brilliant light, casting a 20-foot radius, light spell around for everybody to see.
Better yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock an arrow and get ready. All right, I'm still not seeing.
Yeah, I don't see anything
you want
on
to
the
go
map.
take a look?
I don't know. Hang on a second. It's not showing for Modred. His not showing the light. So what I am going to do here, this is a 20-foot radius. Do this. Okay, why is it not giving me more light? Gave it a color. Interesting. It's not showing the light. It says light, 20-foot radius applied to. Oh, there he goes.
All right, there we go.
All I did was click on the light for my character, just to see if it would work.
Yeah. So that was. So you added it to yours?
Yeah, I just clicked on the torch. It's if you right click on your token, and then you can click on the torch up at the top left.
Yeah, but I was trying to get it because he actually cast a light spell.
Oh no, I turned it off, and the light remained.
Yeah,
So.
I think it's his. I want to make sure that it is. I'm gonna take off the intensity. Let's bring it down a little. We'll see if this is him. I'm not sure where the. Sorry guys, I'm just checking here to make effects here. Yeah, so the torchlight is off. Look at the effects on.
Oh, that's much darker.
Yeah. I'm just Mordred, can you see now?
Yeah, I can see.
All right, I just want to make sure because for some reason, I don't know why it was doing. Okay, maybe it's just a delayed effect, but regardless, as I described, you guys can see inside this cairn these striated bands of color. In some places, it's extremely detailed and very still looking very nice, and in other places, it looks as if it is like been hacked away and cut away by weapons or wiped away by somebody at some time or another.
Just on the walls or on the floor?
It is on the walls. The floor itself is
Okay.
just sort of a mossy, or I don't want to say mossy, but dirty rock. It is definitely a stone series of handmade, if you will, cavern or tunnel made of inlaid
So this
stone.
is what the entry. This is what the entry room looks like.
That is correct. That as well as through the archway, you can see a 20-foot wide hallway leading north.
Modred raises the staff up above his head and looks at the ceiling, and then he for the first time really takes in what's on the walls. Can he make out any kind of writing at all? I still got to get my languages. I have forgotten to do that. I got several.
Yep, no
But
worries.
Is there any? Can he make out any actual writing on the walls?
No, it doesn't look like writings. It just looks like very fancy painting.
Just as a general work of caution, I'm going to check the first couple of feet in front of me
Okay.
for any type of tripwire, anything
Okay.
like that I would see out in the normal wilderness for a snare.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a search check real quick. It's a D6 search check.
Okay.
But while you're looking, you actually do see there's no there doesn't appear to be any tripwires or traps or anything like that, but you do see there's a thin layer of dust that does coat the floor leading into this stone tunnel, and you can see various prints on the floor in the shape of dog prints.
So is it dog or is it wolf size?
So it looks to you more like wolf size, and it looks like several, or either that or a few that have been here a bunch of times, or several that have been here a little bit.
All right, so I'll look to everybody else and say, be prepared for wolves.
Yeah, and I'm thinking if the wolves are in here, there's probably not going to be traps, so they would have set them off. At least not
Probably.
directly.
Probably. All right, so
They're set for us. Somebody as heavy as the barbarian to walk across.
I'm gonna have Dogatu walk right next to my side, so if he sees or smells something.
Dogatu's staying outside. He has no interest in coming into this place.
Oh, all right. All right, well then I'm gonna make a step forward if I can here and go past this wall.
Okay.
I'm going to follow him in.
Yep.
I've got an arrow knocked, ready to go.
All right. What is the order that we are going to want to go?
Modred wants to stay in the middle. I can't get in the middle.
Yeah, it's not letting.
Yeah, I can do a little bit of tanking up here as the cleric. I have a decent armor class, so I can probably take some swings.
All right.
And if I still see dog tracks or wolf tracks, then I'll stay in front. Otherwise, I'll have the thief come up and check for traps and stuff.
All right, Hub, do you want to get up the front to check for traps as you go along, or are you going to stay?
No, if I still see the dog prints, I think we're pretty safe.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So you guys can go ahead and move your way along the tunnel. As you move along, once again, you can hear this sort of in the background, a whispering kind of a sound. It sounds almost like somebody breathing, and then this like a light, heavy sigh that's sort of an exhaled breath. Surely it has to be natural wind causing that, but it almost sounds like a living, breathing entity that is causing
I hold my
this.
hand up. Can I feel any kind of breeze in the tunnel?
You do not.
Might be harder to. I don't know. We're still seeing dog prints.
Yes.
Wolf prints. Okay. No, I guess keep going unless I start hearing like any form or reason to the sound, like it's like talking or maybe spellcraft.
Yeah. Okay.
Modri's
So-
going to keep his eyes on the walls too, and to see if anything changes as far as the writing or the pictures on the wall.
As you guys begin to work your way in, the layer of dust begins to fade as you get further from the outside, giving you the indication that this dust probably blew in from the earth outside and scattered its way along the dusty floor. The floor continues to be dirty rock, but the layer of dust becomes less. The dog prints continue all the way up to about 60 feet into this tunnel. You guys find that the tunnel itself branches east and west into a pair of alcoves, while the main tunnel itself continues to the north. Just inside, you can see, as I said, it branches into two shallow alcoves on the east and west. Here, you can see that the walls bear the most significant damage. Dozens of clumsy etchings mar the beautiful ancient masonry like graffiti on a city wall. A clump of soiled cloth about the size of a halfling rests in the rounded terminus of the western alcove. So on the left over here, there is a lump of something of cloth or whatever about the size of a halfling. As you stand, as you get here, you can hear that the wind howls outside a little bit more than it had been in the storm. And as the wind picks up, a chorus of almost human sounds rises from the darkened hallway, as if thousands of whispering people are saying something all at once. And as the wind dies down, so do these whispers. And as the wind picks up, the cacophony of human whispering happens once again.
Modrid is
Well, let's go.
visibly shaking a little bit.
I'd say we go look
All
at
right.
that halfling size, whatever it was, dust pile.
Yep.
Agreed.
As
You said it was over here?
Yeah, you can see it's like right at the end of this tunnel here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. As you get over to it, another thing that you notice is a large, long piece of dried skin. And as you look at it, you see that it's looks like the remains of a snake that had shed its skin. And it's probably a good 15 to 20 feet long.
Ooh.
That's not on
A boreal? Possibly a boreal? Look up in the rafters and stuff.
You look up and there are no rafters. It's all solid stone, but there's no sign of any snake or anything here.
Are there any holes in the wall around the floor?
So
No.
give me a search check, please.
All of us?
Yeah, everybody can give me one. That's fine.
Is that a D20 roll or a D6 roll?
That's a D6 roll. Yeah. As you all look around, anybody that got a 3 or less, if you got a 3 or less, which looks like Modrid and Biamba, as you guys look around, you don't see any holes large enough for a snake, but you see partially covered by the paint and the dirt and whatnot that cover this entire complex of the walls themselves. You can see what appear to be thousands of tiny holes, maybe not even a 16th of an inch in diameter. In Modred, you immediately realize this is probably what's causing the whispering sound to happen. Give me an intelligence check, Modred.
I did it.
Yeah.
Not much, but it did it.
Yeah. You know, if you roll off your character sheet, it will actually tell you if it was a success or not. Just saying. You don't have.
I happened to think of that about the time
That's
I
all
rolled
good.
that off.
Oh,
My
good.
bad.
You know what? It's easy. Whatever's easier for you guys, as long as you know. Modred, you have sort of an understanding that whoever built this complex definitely had to do with like air or elementalism of some sort. The Auran language, which is the language of air beings and creatures, and your studies of various things as you were trying to figure out what sort of magic user or user of magic you wanted to be. You studied various elements and whatnot, and you came across this, and this sort of gives you that same kind of vibe as the sounds are sort of reflecting almost like music being played due to the sounds blowing outside. So you're probably pretty sure that these little tube holes, whatever they are, probably, if you were to be teeny tiny enough to follow one, probably pokes up topside somewhere in the hills to allow the wind to blow across and then form that sort of whispering sound that comes through. So now as you're in here, you've immediately got this sense of an elemental plane of air of some kind, or people that worshipped elementalism and had an affinity for air probably had something to do with this cavern complex.
Modred relays that information to everybody.
Okay.
Makes sense. Check this bedroll thing here.
As
Yeah, I'll poke it with my mace.
you poke it with your mace, and it's a rotted backpack of some kind. You can see that inside there are remnants of food completely consumed by maggots and other insects. There appears to be a small like a scarf or a neckerchief, maybe in order to keep oneself warm. There's a
Give that to Mordred.
Mordred, you have
Scarf.
Yeah, something to warm yourself up with.
as you get the scarf, you
Yeah,
see
I'll
that
take it.
you take the scarf, and it's more for the size of a child, maybe, or somebody that's very short, like maybe a halfling, because it comes around your neck, but it barely comes down to your chest. So it's like very much made for a smaller or a very slight person, as opposed to a normal human male or even a human female of an adult size.
Modred shakes it off real good and hands it to Hob. This is probably more to your liking, my friend.
Okay. As you shake it and you hand it to Hob, you notice there look to be some ink along one corner of the scarf as he hands it to you.
I do not take it. I say, can you put that on the ground, please?
Modred lays it on the ground.
Okay. And as he lays it on the ground, as I said, you can see that there is a scribbling or a writing or something on one end of the scarf.
Yeah, I'll kneel over and kind of look at it.
As you look at it, you could see that there are a trio of letters. M-I-A.
Missing in action.
Are we looking for a child?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Did we
What was the child's
even
name?
get the kid's name?
Maya.
Maya.
Ah, so this is not a halfling's backpack, but it's a kid's backpack.
Yep.
Based on the rot, can I determine about how old it is?
Yeah, it's been probably years.
Oh, wow.
It's got mold.
He never did tell us how old the kid was. So.
She was, they said she was around 9 to 12 years old, probably closer to 12. And she she had come up here and she was supposed to stay overnight and she never came back. And when someone came up to look for her here, she was nowhere around here. Obviously, it doesn't look like they came in here, or maybe somebody found that and dropped that later on. You're not sure, but it's been a few years since she's been gone.
Well, hold on to the
Look at
neck.
backpack a little bit more. Is there anything else in that backpack? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overstep everybody.
Yep, no worries. So again, most of it was food. There's the scarf in there. You find a small mirror that was in there. And
hold on to the mirror.
okay. So now you have a small metal mirror. It looks like maybe some rotted clothing that were at one time was maybe pants or a shirt of some kind. Other than that, there's not much else left. Whatever was in there is long since rotted and molded away.
Okay, well, Modred does his best to put everything except for the mirror and the scarf back in the backpack.
Okay.
And this is proof that we can at least go back and let the dad have some sort of closure. Maybe we can find more. It's not unheard of if she was captured by some intelligent evil species that she might possibly still be alive and being a slave. But
Right.
At least we can show him that we found where she was at.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm gonna check the other side to see if there's any difference over there.
Okay. On the other side, it's just empty.
Does it still have the whispering holes?
Yes, you can see that they line the alcoves as well as the main hall.
Oh, okay. So this is all the walls, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
most of it's above head height, right? It's not like it's up and down the entire wall, but it's more toward the upper. Maybe the ceilings here are sort of vaulted, right? The edge walls go up about 12 or 13 feet, and then the ceiling itself arches about 20 feet. So it's fairly large and wide and spacious in here. But the holes and stuff don't cover the ceiling. They run from about where the top of the wall starts up to where the archway starts. So there's probably about a 5 or 6 foot arching area in each ceiling where it meets the wall that kind of goes around. But everything is up above head height, but it gives that whispering sound as you guys.
Is the stone on the floor where Modred's at, is it discolored like it is on this map?
Yeah, it's sort of trying to indicate where the dust really was and whatnot. So.
Oh, okay. Roger that.
Yep.
All right, I guess we'll start checking this last quarter then.
Okay. Let me think. Give me a wisdom check, please. Biamba and or Renoir, since you guys are basically.
Yeah, I'll do it. So I'm on the character sheet. How do I do it?
So if you open up your character sheet,
Yep.
and you go to.
How did I?
Hey, if you go to the character main, which on the upper left, you click that little helmet looking thing.
Yep.
And it shows your strength, dex, everything. Just go and click on the 3 letters of whatever you're trying to roll for, and it'll roll the dice for that. Hey, I like it. That's hilarious.
Oh, sweet.
All right.
These dice are rolling really high.
I know.
Usually they don't do that.
Now,
Until
when we
you
go
get-
to our combat, they're going to roll really low.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was saying too. Give me just a second here, fellas. I forgot to do something that I want to make sure that I do. As you guys move kind of move down the hallway, you go about another 20 feet or so, and another pair of alcoves appears. Off to the east, you can see that the whatever's over there has collapsed. So you can see that this alcove is wider and deeper than well, not so much wider, but definitely deeper than the other alcoves that you were first at. But in these, the one off to the east, you can see has collapsed. It only goes in about 20 feet when the entire place is collapsed. Off in the other side, however, oops, wrong one. Off on the other one, you can see that the western hall extends perhaps 40 feet, ending in a small marble platform raised up about 6 inches off of the floor. A strange, shattered arcane apparatus rests upon the platform, its curved ovular frame giving the appearance of a noble's dressing mirror. Only a third of this frame remains. An unusual arcane glyph about the size of a man's head has been delicately carved into the base plate of the support platform. So essentially what you're looking at is what was left of a large mirror type of apparatus or something, but it's been shattered and destroyed, but the base of it has some sort of an unusual arcane glyph.
Does Modred recognize it?
No, not from here. Go ahead and as you sort of look a little bit more closely, you can see that along the inside of the frame, right? So again, there's a frame, what it looks like was probably some kind of a mirror that was hanging in it at one time. But along the inside edge of the frame, you can see numerous runes and glyphs carved into a slot in the frame where the mirror's glass would have been held.
Is there any glass on the ground?
As you look, it looks like there's shards and pieces of some sort of a black material. It looks, instead of glass, it looks more like stone, but you can't really tell. It's on the floor here. But it kind of looks like stone.
Like obsidian, maybe?
Maybe, you can't really tell. As I said, it's just a black, sort of a inky black material that it just has a stone look to it, but might not be stone. You're not really sure.
Modred kneels down and picks up a piece.
Okay. All right, you pick it up, and it's, as you look at it, it feels very cool to the touch. Much different than you would expect a rock to feel. It feels like stone, but it's very shiny as you sort of turn it around. It reflects light much more than an obsidian stone would, more like a mirror would, but this material is something you're not really sure what it may be. But again, very cool to the touch.
Renoir, take a look at this. And he tosses him that piece of stone.
Yeah, I'll catch it and take a look, see if I can divine anything about it. By that I mean just look at it, see if I tell anything about it.
Okay. Again, it is a piece of shiny black, kind of feels like stone, but not stone. And it's very, very cool to the touch. Something you've never encountered before, so you're not really sure. I will say though, Mordred, you are very I should say it's very interesting, the scripts that you see that are etched in and along there. They kind of remind you once again of elementals and air, that sort of scripting, although you're not familiar enough with it to know anything about elemental languages or anything like that. It has that sort of flowing air-like quality, which kind of fits with the whole motif of the occasional air blowing and whistling throughout the tunnels.
Perhaps it was a portal of some type.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I wish I had some parchment to get an etching of these runes. I would like to study them in detail, and I bet the sage would get a kick out of it. Maybe on the return, if we come back, I can get it. I do try to commit some of them to memory if possible, and then I can draw them for him once we go back.
Okay. When the time comes, you will be required to roll an intelligence check,
Roger that.
unless you find paper and pen that you can scribble them down with.
I've got chalk.
Anybody got any paper? I mean, I got my spell book, but I got spells written on it.
I just overwrite it. Who needs the spells?
While he's looking at that, I'll just kind of search around the area, see if I can come up with anything.
Okay, go ahead. Give me a search check.
I'll do the same.
I'll do the same.
Okay.
I'm going to keep an eye on that passageway going north to see if make sure nothing's coming at us while they're searching.
Okay.
And Hub's going to check out the rubble on the east side of the.
Okay. As you guys search around, you spend about a good 10 minutes or so searching around this alcove in this broken. I wish I had a picture. I think there's a picture somewhere. I'll try to get it for you after the break. But you don't find anything of value or interesting in this side. On the other side, Hub, as you walk across, you can see that 15 feet down the east passage, a huge pile of collapsed rubble blocks the alcove from top to bottom. Looks like if you were to try to dig through it, you're looking at weeks to tunnel through whatever the debris might have been or whatever the debris is.
Bummer.
Is there any pieces of that black stone in the amongst the rubble?
Not at first glance. I mean, you could do another search for it, but a quick look doesn't indicate that's what it looks like.
Okay. Guess we go down the north hall.
All right. Oops. I knew there was a picture. I found one. I'll be able to get it to you guys on break. You guys continue to move your way forward, and as you do, you can see a greenish glow. A greenish glow begins to become visible. And as you guys get up there before everybody goes running off everywhere, let me give at least a little bit of the descriptions as far as what you see when you come to the end of this strange cairn. First of all, the central hallway that you are on opens up into a large chamber with wings leading off to the east and west. Across the chamber along the north wall yawns a 20-foot wide open archway draped from top to bottom in translucent cobwebs. An eerie green light flickers from beyond the webs, casting strange shadows about this room. The place smells of animal spoor and wet fur.
Almost like a wolf den.
Ooh.
Do the webs look like normal spider-sized webs, or do
They look like
unusually
large stringly webs. To the west, you can see that 3 short stairs lead to a wide marble dais, but the far end of the wing is obscured by darkness. Huge slabs of cracked masonry and irregular piles of scattered debris choke the eastern wing, giving the appearance of a complete collapse. The sibilant, almost human whispers present in the passage become a chorus in this massive chamber, eerily echoing off the walls.
Modra
The
looks at
darkness to the
ceiling.
west, is it? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and ask your question about the west.
Was that? I was going to say the darkness there. Is it just like a natural darkness because it's out of vision range, or does it look unnatural?
It looks to you. It looks unnatural, as if something is unnaturally tamping down the light. Even the greenish glow here, while rather prevalent and illuminating, giving it a strange, eerily green glow throughout the entire complex, kind of stops over in the western alcove where the darkness sort of is.
Goes, what in the nine hills is causing that?
I'm of the opinion the only good spider is a dead spider. I think we should burn that web.
Well, normally I would agree with you. However, that web is glowing.
I'm gonna use my natural affinity to detect magic and see if I get anything from that. I think I only got a 25% chance, but
Okay.
Hey, you rolled a 7 earlier.
yeah.
Look
Get
at
lucky.
you. Damn. Let me see. So let me.
It does take me a whole round and concentration in order to do that.
Okay. I'm checking here just to see if there's anything that might. No, there's nothing that you can tell that gives off like a strong magic, although there is a very unnerving to you magical vibe coming from these illuminated translucent spider webs.
I do
Where
not
go,
like.
left, right, or straight?
What's that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just saying that I do not like these webs. They feel spellbound, magical, not good.
I do not like them either. They're green and glowing. That usually means magic or something from another plane of existence.
Now they could just be reflecting off the light coming from elsewhere. I'd like to burn. That's what I'd say. Burn, burn, burn. Feel like Nixie. Fireball.
Well, somebody could light a torch and toss it over there. That might wake up whatever's beyond it, though.
All right, I'll try that. I'm going to light up a torch and throw it in and see if we can't get those webs burning.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself over there. And I forgot to put old Nicodemus on the map here for you too, sir. Yep, the actual webs technically start right here at the edge of the map.
Oh, that's ooh.
Yep, as you move into the area, you can see that there's an archway here, right, Renoir? There's an arch there, and then you can see from your vantage point, there's actually stairs leading down, continuing deeper into the complex, but the whole way from there to the bottom of the stairs was about 5 or 6 stairs. Leading down in is just choked with these cobwebs. And as you look, the translucent gives you enough light. You can see there are hundreds of tiny little spiders sort of moving their way through the webs. Nothing big, small, daddy long leg size, size of your hand maybe at the most. But they're not big spiders at all, but there's like dozens of them sort of living and moving through the webs leading down into wherever. Off to the east.
That sounds like,
sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say that sounds like a big bunch of no. I think I want to burn them anyways.
Hey,
Okay.
hold up! Don't burn him yet. Don't burn him yet.
All right, I'll
Whatever's
hold
down
off.
there might come up. let's do left and right first, and then burn them if we decide to go down. That's my suggestion.
Agreed.
Yeah. Am I still seeing wolf prints?
No, there is really no dust. But the smell up here has a very heavy smell of animal feces, wet fur.
All right. So they're still around. We're just not seeing their prints. Okay.
But you can see that off to the east, there's this massive collapse of debris, but there is a small little, maybe a 2-foot tall, a little over a foot wide gap, giving a small crawlway into whatever might be beyond this massive collapse.
I say, gentlemen, there's an opening through this debris off to our east. It's small, but it's definitely there. I'll probably get through it. An animal could probably get through it also.
Nick,
The debris there,
Nomad
does it
get
look
through
like... I'm sorry, say again?
Can the wolf no bad get through it?
Sure. I think you could easily get through there.
Crawling on your hands and knees, probably. Or on your
Hey,
belly.
let's check out this
Are there
this
tracks
raised
around it?
dais over here. What?
Well, I was just wondering if there's tracks, like wolf tracks around the hole.
I've been looking for tracks. We've lost the tracks, but the smell is still in the air.
Okay.
The debris off to the east, does that look like it's like some kind of natural collapse, or maybe was it created, like it was piled up there by something?
Yes. It looks like a natural collapse, although there's all kinds of other debris besides rock and stuff. So it looks like maybe somebody made something along with the fact that it was collapsed.
Okay, but
Yeah, I'd say let's check the stuff to the east here and try to identify if there's something else going on. And then we can
Maybe
either go to the north or go to the or not the east, I'm sorry, the west. Check the west out where the altar thing is.
Yeah, maybe Mordred could get some of his magic light in there to see if it cancels out some of that darkness.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading back through the chat pretty quick. So, all right, burn, baby, burn. Exactly. All right, the
Don't
Nogmeister.
be
I
a
like
pansy.
it. Exactly. All right. So you're checking out the west.
Yes.
You kept saying
I'm seeing
east. I was
east.
confused. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I know. East, west. I'm so glad that I'm not
What's
out there
the
in the wood. I am so glad I'm not out in the woods with that barbarian. As you guys move into this darkened area, you're able to see better, although it still is muted and kind of dark. A wide dais spanning the back half of the western wing calls attention to a faded fresco upon the southwest and north walls. Excuse me. It's still kind of difficult to see because of the darkness, and if you want to see any more detail, you're going to have to move up into the dais itself.
hey, Hog, you want to check these stairs and see if they're trapped?
Yep, that's a good idea. Mr. Thief, you're up.
Go ahead, and if you open your, well, I don't know if you may have done it on your hotbar, but if you open up your character sheet and you go to your skills and then scroll down to find or move traps, you got it. Look at you. And all you have to do is click on the word skill and it should roll the dice for you. Well, it'll ask you to roll the dice. you didn't see it, it opens up in the chat as well. Sometimes the pop-up will fade away, but it leaves it in the.
Got it.
Yep, it leaves it in
See
the
it.
in the chat. Oh, you search and you are confident beyond belief that there is no trap on that step.
These stairs are clean.
Soldier still chaps the step with the butt of his staff.
Okay. It is old stone, but it is stone nonetheless. Nothing happens.
Right, I'll step up. Why not?
All right. You step up into the dais, giving yourself a much better view as the darkness, it's like walking through sort of a veil of darkness as it becomes a little bit more illuminated. As I described before, a wide dais spanning the back half of the western wing calls attention to a faded fresco upon the south, west, and north walls. From your vantage point on the center of the dais, the wall painting makes it look like you stand within a massive room with 7 short hallways radiating outward from a central point. A chain dangles from the ceiling at the end of each hallway, and each chain bears a gleaming colored lantern. Clockwise, the colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So as you sort of stand here, where you see these purples, the painting is a 3-dimensional type of a view that makes it look like you're looking down a long hallway, and at the end of the hallway these lanterns are hanging. And while I've got you here, darn it. Is it? Where is it? Oh, come on. Oh, there. Sorry. Hang on. There it was. Ta-da! This is what the lanterns hanging at the end of the pictures look like. This is the blue one.
Yeah.
I posted on the VTT for those that want to look. That's kind of what the lantern looks like.
Was that a drawing painting? Or was that an actual lantern hanging against the wall?
It's actually a painting, but that's what it looks like. And each one is a different color, and each one you can tell is illuminated brightly. It's not a lantern that is out and just painted with blue tint. It is radiating blue color, radiating yellow color, radiating red and violet, etc., etc. This just happens to be the blue one. But that's essentially what the lanterns look like.
So the colors of the rainbow, that's what we've got here.
Essentially.
RGBIV.
Essentially, yep. You are really faded there, bud.
My bad. How's that?
Yeah, much better.
Better.
Moji walks up to the purple one and puts his hand on the painting.
Okay. It is dried. As you look at it, it sort of looks cool. But you touch the wall and you realize that it is, in fact, a painting, much like the Roadrunner may have done or the Wile E. Coyote might have done for the Roadrunner.
Yep.
I look up
That
for
means-
piano, to fall honest.
But that means the Roadrunner's about to run through there.
Yep, so I put some birdseed down on the ground.
So right now that these colors mean nothing to us that I know of. Anybody have any ideas?
Correct. Other than it gives you sort of a visual of a place that may exist or might have existed at one time. Kind of like you liken it to like an honorific painting to some other place that may be famous to the artist or important to the artist they decided to sort of paint a replica here, and they couldn't build it, so they sort of painted it. But it is very, very detail in all of the.
These inhabitants that built some of these cairns were here before the Falan even settled the area. I've read in tomes that their magic was advanced, and this could be a glimpse into the distant past.
That
so
is
Modred
correct.
takes it in.
Okay. Definitely.
So Sean, regarding the chains from earlier, was that part of the painting? Can you go over the chains again, please?
Yeah, everything was part of the painting, right? There was nothing that I described that was anything other than the painting, but I'll read the whole thing again. A wide dais spanning the back half of the western wing calls attention to a faded fresco upon the southwest and north walls. From your vantage point at the center of the dais, the wall paintings make it look as if you are standing within a massive room with 7 short hallways radiating outward from a central point. A chain dangles from the ceiling at the end of each hallway, and at the end of each chain bears a gleaming colored lantern. Clockwise, the colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And although it is a little bit faded, the fresco itself is in remarkably good shape, considering how old this place, probably is.
So it's kind of like, you guys seen them pictures? It's like a cone, and it's painted to look like a hallway. And if you look straight at it, it's got like 3D depth going into it, but it's actually a cone, and the hall's painted around it. Have you ever seen that?
Yep, that is exactly what you're talking about. Yep, that is exactly correct.
I'll try moving to the center point of the room, or whatever the focal point of these 7 different things are.
Okay.
Wow.
Hub says maybe we should search for perhaps secret doors, concealed doors, or something to that effect. And then he starts looking at the far left one that he's near for secret or concealed doors.
Okay.
Yeah, if he's going to look, I'll search too. Why not?
Motor just searched that wall from there to there.
Okay.
While they're searching, I'm going to walk up and go touch the paintings in the order of the rainbow. Roy G. Biv. Red, just kind of touch and push, and then go all around all 7, see if it does anything.
Okay. Yeah, it does nothing. As you guys search,
okay.
Yeah, I mean you go and touch, and again the fresco and stuff is in really good shape, but it doesn't appear to do anything other than provide you with a sense of, wow, this is pretty cool painting. You guys searching the chamber, you spend about a good 10 minutes or so kind of searching around for any secret doors or anything that might lead to like a hidden door or secret or whatever the case may be, but you don't find anything.
I'm just keeping a watch out and a smell out mostly too, to sense any incoming animal or anything like that.
Right.
Now, it's possible there's no there here. You know.
Give me just a second here, fellas. I was looking for something. Oh, that's where it is. Okay. I wanted to drop this picture on you guys. If you give me just 2 seconds to do this. Need to get my file. Yeah. Inventory. And now this is the This is a device that you guys saw the broken one.
Oh my goodness.
So you can see where it's broken off on the one side, but you can see the glyphs at the bottom, at the base of it right there. And there were also glyphs along the edge, on the inner edge, where whatever was in the groove, whatever it was holding, was. And so that's kind of what it looked like. Sorry, I didn't have that ready. I thought I had it already uploaded, but so.
It's all right.
All right. So as you did that, as I said, Mulgar, you kind of walk around touching really quick, but you don't find anything, or it doesn't do anything other than sit there.
I got one other idea. Do we have a piece of that black stone?
I do believe you have. I believe that Renoir still has a piece carried with him.
Okay. What if we put the black stone in the light, just see if it does anything? Last idea I have. Then I'm done with it.
All right. I'll kind of go over here. I'll need the light. Well, apparently I have a torch, but it doesn't seem to really be doing anything. And I'll use try using it with the green one, because that matches the color out in the quarter.
Okay.
Anything with the green guy?
Nothing.
Okay, I guess we move on. Unless somebody else has got something, I got nothing.
Let's do it.
Yep, nothing.
We do have that hole on the other side, if somebody wanted to crawl through.
What do y'all think? Y'all want to try that, or you want to go downstairs? Kill a couple of 100,000 baby daddy long legs before we make the trip.
Hub volunteers to go take a peek at least.
Okay. I only pause it because if I want to make sure that you could probably fit through there, Renoir, but you would have to get on your belly and sort of scoot your way through because it's way too small for you to even probably crawl. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Hub seems like he's the proper man for the job.
All right. Uh-oh, hang on a sec. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So, Hub, you begin to move through. As you get to the edge and you sort of crawl down, it smells very, very much like a manure pile. And as you begin to crawl in, you hear growls coming from within the within whatever is on the other side of this. And immediately as you begin to crawl, you see a rather large wolf appear in the open doorway.
Oh, it was nice knowing Hub. He was a nice dude.
I'll
Hub
speak
doesn't
up.
go any further, and Hub backs out
Okay.
and
With
says,
knowing what I
"Wolf in there."
know about wolves, I'll tell him exactly what he needs to do to not get attacked, if possible. And it might already be too late. So I'll knowing that sound that just came out of that wolf, is that an aggressive sound? It sounds aggressive to me. So
yes, that is a sound that says, "This is my house. Don't you even think about it."
So I'll tell him, don't make eye contact, but slowly start backing your way out. And I'll start making noises to the effect of, like whimpering, almost like we're submitting and we're backing away.
Okay.
You got animal sounds as one of your skills?
No, but I have.
If you do,
I do
you
have
roll.
animal. I have animal handling though.
As Hub backs out, the growls sort of subside slightly, and the wolf kind of fades into the darkness inside of the nest, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Den.
Yeah, den.
So unless we're willing to kill the entire clan of that, whatever, how many wolves are in there, I'd say stay out of it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan
I
of
see no
leaving
reason to
behind
kill the
me,
wolf.
but I don't know how to get them
As
out.
long
So.
as they're not intelligent and evil, I don't see why we should mess with them unless they mess with us.
I agree.
Renoir, you want to toss that torch into that massive web to see how easy you can make it for us to descend?
Oh, do I ever? So I'll put my my torch in there and try to start the strands up on fire.
All right. Easily enough done. As you open or as you torch the webs, they immediately begin to burn just like any other web. So the fact that they're more translucent and have this strange greenish glow about them really doesn't mean anything. But you watch as dozens of spiders begin scampering along the walls, exiting this side, exiting down along the base and along into the chamber wherever this leads into. And after about 5 minutes or so, you can see that it is now clear that there is a set of steps leading down into the next chamber.
That sounds like Halloween.
Yeah, I think we got the same plan. We burn these webs as we go.
Yeah, I'm showing them here, but you can think that the webs themselves are all burning and gone by the time you get through there.
Are we missing Hub?
Get Nicodemus DM.
Yeah, you are missing Hub and Nicodemus. Thank you. Because when I put you guys on here originally, I didn't have you on here. Or I didn't have you in the group, I should say. So there you are. You should be there now. As you guys see that this hallway, as I said, continues about 20 feet wide as you move your way through.
Approximately how far down did we go? Maybe
5
couple
steps.
Of feet or
yeah,
5
maybe
steps? Okay.
3 feet, maybe 4 feet, maybe max. Each. Yeah, fur coat would be nice. Send in the Hobbit. I like this. Yeah. So you guys, work your way down the steps, and it leads into this hallway that leads into some sort of a large chamber up ahead.
What about animal?
Full movement.
What about full movement?
I said, y'all move 30 feet or something. The 5 feet starting to get.
A bunch of chicken shits. It's all right. You would think that
You got a problem with our movement? You go in front.
you would think
Well, if I had a big set of thick armor, I would.
you would think that Biamba and Mulgar gamed with me last session, and they would know something about teleportation traps and everything else. So, all right, you guys continue to move. The wide stairway descends into an immense domed chamber. 7 short tunnels branch from the room in all directions, extending some 30 feet before ending in rounded walls. At the terminus of almost every passage, a thick chain dangles from an unseen high ceiling. 5 of the chains bear colorful lanterns, but 2 hold nothing at all. Opposite the entry stairs, a bright green lantern containing what looks like a torch casts a weird, murky light about the room. Countless chips of glass and shiny metal inset into the chamber's domed ceiling reflect this light, giving the impressions of starlight and falling snow. The dome starts about 10 feet off the ground and reaches an apex about 30 feet over the center of the room. Below the dome's peak, a long dais holds what appears to be a marble sarcophagus. A milky white bas-relief figure, perhaps of a human, rests passively upon the sarcophagus lid. Unlike the rest of the tomb, this room is completely silent. The sounds of the whispers do not exist.
So we've got 5 lanterns hanging from 7 chains. Which colors do we have in what order? And which ones are missing?
So the let's see. I didn't want these actually on. But you can see that I'm going to turn around so we know. Sorry. So we know what the colors are. You can see that from left or going clockwise, you can see that they go red there's a little hallway here. There's red, then orange here, then there's yellow here, there's green up this way, there's blue, and indigo and violet. However, you can see that the blue and the red, I believe it is. Let me double check. Sorry. I believe it's the blue and the red that don't have the lanterns. There are actual lanterns hanging, colored lanterns, although the only reason I had them flickering is so that you could see the colors where they're at. But the lanterns are colored, but there's no actual flickering, right? So they're not lit, I guess, for lack of a better term.
It'd be nice if we could find those other 2 lanterns.
So I'm thick of skull. To confirm, those lanterns are missing. They're not hanging there and just not lit.
So there are 2 lanterns that are missing. Right? Oops, wrong one. And again, I apologize because my impreparedness. My impreparedness. I meant to turn the lanterns off because they are not lit right now, but you guys can see. So you can see the lanterns, the colors, but they're not lit, right? But 2 of them are missing.
Right here.
So there's a indigo or a blue one. Sorry, which one was? I got to double check again. I forgot what order they went in because I'm an idiot. So right here is the indigo one. There's no lantern. And then over here, the red one, there is no lantern.
Where's the red? Okay.
So the red one's down here. But all of the other ones have the lanterns in, but none of them are lit. And
I think we should look around the room to see if we can't find the lanterns.
Can the lanterns that are present, are they able to be lit? Could we light them with a torch?
Not sure. You have to inspect them, but that's going to have to happen when we come back from our break.
Oh, intermission.
Intermission. We are going to take a quick break, as we always do. For those that watch our stream at all and every, you know that we like to take breaks every now and then. We'll be back, give or take, about 15 minutes. Hopefully you will be there with us on the other side. If not, I hope you catch the other part of our show as I post it out on YouTube once we're done streaming. If you will be back, thank you. We appreciate your guys' support. We appreciate the new follows. I know we got at least one, not 100% sure when they followed, but I saw that you did follow. But, well, as I said, we'll take about 15 minutes. Players, appreciate you guys. Go restock yourselves, take a snack break. Hey, don't forget drop nat 1s and nat 20s. Party might be needing them sometime. You just never know. We'll be back.
Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
So I always dreamed of having a man cave.
But the wife doesn't like it.
What if I called it a woman cave?
Okay, so let's not do that, but add some relaxing lighting and a comfy IKEA Hofburg ottoman. And now, it's a cozy retreat.
Nice, a cozy retreat. Man cozy retreat.
Sir, okay. Find your big dreams, small dreams, and cozy retreat dreams in store or online at IKEA.us. Dream the possibilities.
Okay, buddy, got your notebooks?
Yep.
Lunchbox?
Yep.
Homework? Homework.
Double checking? Good call. Just like getting AT&T's best deal on the all-new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet. Learn how new and existing customers can get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible iPhone trade-in, any condition. Most expensive plan not required. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Requires trade-in of iPhone 13 or higher, excluding iPhone 13 mini. Terms and restrictions apply. Subject to change. Visit att.com/iPhone for details.
Hey, if anybody's on here, I'm trying to do something. Can you hear me? This is
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
okay. Playing around with the push to talk. Maybe that's not working for you.
Well, that actually sounded good.
Yeah, I use push to talk myself.
Cool. Roger that. Thank you.
Wake up in 4.5 hours to catch my plane.
Fly back to the States. Fly
No,
back
I'm
to
in the States. I'm in the States now. I'm flying back to Mexico tomorrow morning.
To where?
I'm flying back to Mexico tomorrow morning.
Mexico. Where you at now?
I am in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
What?
Wisconsin. Man, while you're in Wisconsin, you ought to go up to Lake Geneva.
Here for a wedding.
The new Dell AI PC with Intel Core Ultra helps you fast forward through
Hey,
busy
Monkey
work
gave
life.
us
Summarizing meeting notes, responding to Jim's long emails.
Leaving
ads.
more
I
time
like
for
it.
you time. Get yours at dell.com/AI-PC.
Ads?
Yeah, it adds in the music. That's all right, though. It's not too bad.
Oh. Yeah, I did hear some of that. I didn't know what it was.
That's all right. Listening to the smooth, silky sounds of monkey boogers. You have ads.
No, I don't. I got tested.
Then as the ad break, or as soon as the break's over, I got to tell you a quick story about something like that that my wife and I to this day still laugh about. Look at there. Just in time. Just in time. It's almost like I planned it that way. What? And we're back without fleas, no less. So, two things real quick. First of all, welcome back, everybody. Appreciate those of you that hung out with us over our break. Hopefully, you got an opportunity to go get yourself a nice snack or get a refresh every drink like I did, because I suck down water like it's water. Two things. First of all, I noticed earlier, first of all, Nogmeister, thanks for the follow. Shout that out. I know we shouted it out, but I want to make sure I get that on stream. We have a new follower. Modred, our wizard, sucked him in. Don't know how he did it, but we appreciate it. But anyway, when you're talking about the level of detail, assuming you're talking about the maps, and if you are, I definitely appreciate it, but I cannot claim credit. There is an amazing Patreon that I get a lot of my artwork from, and that is Oerth Odyssey. And let me see if I can zoom in on. I always forget to do this because I've got the I've got his like logo on my page here. But if you look, it's Mason Fantasy Cartography. But if you just go to Patreon and search Oerth Odyssey, he's the one that did these maps, and it's kind of funny because he originally did these maps because he was running the game for his players, and he wanted to have some awesome maps to go with it. And so he actually did the entire series of adventures in high res maps, and I just plagiarized them. But all credit where credit is due, man. He's got some really great. If you like Greyhawk Adventures, the old stuff that came out, first edition, second edition, third edition. This is third edition, by the way. He's got them all, man. I don't know if he has 100% of all the maps, but like right now he's doing Lost Temple of Therisden, which I just did, and I had some really good maps, and I looked at his, I'm like, damn, yours guys really good maps too. So I would have been torn, but yeah, man. Two guys that I get a lot of my stuff from, John Pintar and Oerth Odyssey, man. They are really, really good maps. And I've got other Patreons I follow too, don't get me wrong. DM Andy and some others out there. They do some really, really great work. But yeah, if you want to know where these come from, they come from Oerth Odyssey, man. And I could not be happier. He actually told me that there's a map that I want him to make for me. I don't know if he'll remember or not. But there's a map for this series of adventures that was never made. It was never even put in the original adventure. It was just sort of a what's the word I'm looking for? Old school theater of the mind. But I'm like, screw that. I want a map. I don't want theater of the mind. I don't do theater of the mind. So, well, I do, but anyway. So anyway, I appreciate the love on that. And don't know if you saw, but I did gift you a subscription to the channel, Nogmeister. So as a show of love and appreciating from this channel to the new guys. And the other thing I wanted to say, and this is completely not D&D related, when you talk about, you've got ads. So my wife and I took the kids out for dinner when they were younger, like elementary school, I guess, maybe that age. My boys are in their 30s now, but this is like their elementary school. And my son, we went out for Red Lobster because wife and I wanted, she loves lobster and shrimp and get the snow crab legs and all that stuff. Well, my son had never had any of that. And so he wasn't sure if he was going to like it. And he found out that he really loved the snow crab. And so he breaks the crab open and he yells out in Red Lobster, "I can't believe I have crabs." And everybody sort of turned and looked, and my wife and I busted out laughing. And he thought it was just the funniest thing. So he thought we were laughing at it because he had a joke, but he didn't realize it. And so I just, to this day, we still mention that or bring it up, and we just chuckle about it. So yeah, that was that's my story about how do I want to embarrass the hell out of my 30-year-old son. Let's just tell everybody about the time he got crabs, and let's go from there.
If I had a nickel for every time I said
it, I'd have a nickel. So being stuck on Navy boats is no big thing. So really quick, let me give the description for you guys again. For those that may have forgotten, or the gummies that they ate a little earlier are now starting to take. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So as I said, the wide stairway descends into an immense domed chamber. 7 short tunnels branch from the room in all directions, extending some 30 feet before ending in rounded walls. All of the terminus, or I should say at the terminus of each passage, a thick chain dangles from an unseen high ceiling. 5 of the chains bear colorful lanterns, but 2 hold nothing at all. Opposite the entry stairs, a bright green lantern containing what looks like a torch casts weird, murky light about the room. Countless chips of glass and shiny metals inset into the chamber's domed ceiling reflect this greenish glow, giving the impression of starlight and falling snow. The dome starts about 10 feet off the ground and reaches an apex about 30 feet over the center of the room. Below the dome's peak, a long dais holds what appears to be a marble sarcophagus. A milky white bas-relief figure, perhaps of a human, rests passively on the sarcophagus lid. Like the rest of the tomb, this room, or I should say, unlike the rest of the tomb, this area is completely silent. So the whispering that you guys have been hearing throughout the whole entry in here is not existent. Now, are there any questions about...
Is that sarcophagus human-sized or giant-sized?
So, from the look of it, it actually is much bigger than human size, as the figure is perhaps 15 feet long. Or if it was standing, it would be 15 foot tall. So you're not sure if that's how big the actual person is, because this is a carved stone sarcophagus, or bas relief on top of the sarcophagus, I should say.
How high up off the floor are the lanterns?
So the lanterns are probably about 10 feet off the floor. If you look in the alcove that you're looking at, Mulgar, or in this case now Mordred, you can see that the end of the alcoves themselves are about 30 feet deep. Some a little wider. The ones that are on the cardinal compass points seem to be a little wider, like the hallway leading south, right, is about 20 feet wide. The north and the east and the west are about 20 feet wide. The midway between the cardinal points are a little bit narrower, but they're all about the same depth of about 30 feet. But you can see that the roof for the ceiling of all the all the hallways looks to be about maybe 20 feet or so. A 10-foot dangling chain, and at the end of the chain there is an oblong-shaped lantern. Only one of which is actually glowing, I guess I should say, and that is the green one.
Where'd you say the green one was at now?
It's at the north cardinal point, so it's like up here. It's the
Is
only
that
one
the same
that
place where the torch is at?
Yes, this lantern has a torch, appears to have a torch in it, and it's shedding a greenish glow all the way into the center of the room. All of the other lanterns are colored, but they're not. There's nothing lit inside.
I'm gonna go up to the sarcophagus and look around it to see if there's anything of interest, writing, or anything of that nature.
Okay. Let me see. As I said, you could see at the center of the chamber is a raised platform upon which sits a sealed sarcophagus. The lid bears a white stone relief of a tall figure cloaked in a simple garment of flowing cloth. It's difficult to say why exactly, but the outfit conjures thoughts of ancient times. Kind of like we would see if we saw somebody walking around in Greek flowing robes or Roman cloaks and robes and togas and stuff like that. But anyway, the figure at first looks human, but as you give it a cursory exam, it reveals that the person is actually only a small part of the actual bas relief. The bas relief is like 15 feet, but when you cut up close and realize there's actually a figure inside that bas relief, and the figure itself is about 7, maybe 8 feet tall, completely hairless, and doesn't really give a vibe as to whether it's a male or a female. Sort of like androgynous, I guess you could say. Its hands and arms rest at its side. The left hand curls upon itself in a fist, but the right hand is placed palm up with the thumb turned in and all but the index finger held parallel to the arm. The index finger, originally curled under the thumb, appears to have been broken off because the finger is missing. And I know that's hard to do without a visual, so hey, you know me, I'm all about the visuals. This is kind of what the sarcophagus looks like. And you can see that one hand is a fist, the other hand is straight out, but you can see the index finger is missing.
That's on the outside of the sarcophagus?
Yes, this is the bas relief statue that's sort of lying as part of the lid of the sarcophagus.
So the sarcophagus itself is 15 feet long, and this figure is the figure that's actually in it, which is approximately 7 feet long.
That is correct. Yep, and about its neck, you can see that it wears some kind of it's part of the statue carving, but it looks like some sort of a scarab or something with a symbol engraved upon it.
Is it the same symbol that was on the broken mirror pedestal?
It is not. It is a different symbol, but they're similar in their stylings.
Do I notice any characters that might be the same?
Not this. This looks like a single symbol.
Right.
Maybe you get the impression that it is like if somebody had a coat of arms in modern day, this could be like their own personal sigil. Like many kings and queens and royalty and very important figures had their very own symbols and whatnot carved. Like if they were to stamp a message or something in ink, that symbol, everybody knows it's their symbol, right? So that's kind of gives you that kind of a vibe.
Modred pulls out his dagger and kind of highlights the little scriggly lines around the shoulders. This kind of looks like clouds. And look, it's like he's got a halo around the back of his head. I wonder if these are celestial beings of some sort.
Possibly.
The sarcophagus, how high is it from, the floor up to, I guess, the top of it?
So the platform that it sits on is kind of a strangely shaped kind of a platform. And that sits up about maybe 2 or 3 feet. The sarcophagus itself is another 2 or 3 feet with this sitting on top of it. So looking down in it, you guys, it's probably about shoulder height where this top is, where you're looking down into the quote unquote bathtub that it's laying in or whatever this is, right? So it's fairly high, but like I said, it sits on top of this oddly shaped sort of a pedestal or whatever the case may be.
Should we try to open it up?
Do you have any kind of fear of the undead? Are you brave enough to open the lid?
Who are you talking to?
Biamba? Iamba?
Ah, no, I have no fear of the dead.
I think we open it up.
Companions, do you mind if I just take a quick look at it real quick, if you don't mind?
What are you taking a look at? Sorry.
The sarcophagus in general. Make sure there's nothing nasty going to snap out at us as we try to...
Okay.
And stand by, let me get my character sheet. So I'm going to try to find traps, because I'm really good at finding traps.
All right. As you investigate this, you find that along the lip where the lid sets on the sarcophagus itself, you find many, many, many little arcane scribings that go almost all the way around the entire thing.
I tell the party what I see about the arcane scribing. I say, this looks interesting, maybe not safe. Modred, perhaps you can take a look, or somebody else.
Modred goes up and looks. I mean, even though it's probably beyond his level of ability, could he tell if it may be a glyph of warding or something?
So you're not sure what it is, but you definitely see the familiar symbols, at least variations of the symbols that you've seen for air and fire.
But Biamba, you didn't detect magic, right?
I haven't tried on.
Yeah, he
that
did.
was upstairs.
Yeah, he did it upstairs.
Okay, my bad.
I could try again down here, I guess. Yeah, I'll try detecting magic here, see if that works.
Go ahead and do your thing.
No, not this time.
So as you sense, you get no sense of magic or anything from anywhere. Mulgar, are you doing something specific down there you need?
Yeah, it was looking like the fingers maybe were pointing down this way. So I'm going to kind of just search down in this alcove while they're playing around with the sarcophagus.
Okay. The only thing that you find is that you can see that there are a couple pieces of broken glass, I guess. They're not really glass, but kind of an opaque. It's glass. Glass for that time. It's sort of the indigo kind of a color.
Okay.
But other than that, you don't find anything.
All right.
Hey, Asher, how you doing, man? Appreciate you.
I mean, we could
by.
certainly light lanterns, but I don't know what we're looking to do here.
Y'all look at the dais. It's like an arrow pointing to the yellow one.
As you guys look at it, in fact, you are correct. It does look like sort of a strange looking arrow shape with the point of the arrow pointing down here to the yellow.
All right, I'll go over and I'll use my torch to put it inside the yellow lantern.
Okay. Let me entertain you. I have to go here.
Uh-oh.
As you slide your torch into the lantern, it illuminates and begins to reflect yellowish light out into the chamber that sort of mingles slightly with the green that is kind of already there. Let me let's see. I'm checking to see if there's making sure that anything standing, I'm sorry. Yeah, kind of standing in there, the illumination is pretty bright. Surprisingly bright from the fact that it's just coming from a torch, and you realize that the light spilling out kind of, as I said, mingles with the green, and it reflects off of all of the other metallic and whatever is built into the ceiling, causing sort of a whatever yellow and greenish kind of make a mixing and a mingling of those colors in there. Doesn't appear if anything strange happens, but that's kind of what you got now.
So is that lantern made in such a way as he can, like, he can affix the torch to it and then go to another unlit one and light another torch.
No, the
and
torch.
affix
It's
it to it?
yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, it can be put in. They're big enough to fit these torches inside.
How many torches do we got?
I've got 4 more. There's nothing to say that the green one that was already lit when we came down here was right.
That is
Could
correct.
just be that we want to leave the yellow one up and see what happens, because that's the one that's being pointed at, and take the green one
Actually, this is the orange one. You're in here. I'm sorry, it's not really a good orange color. Sorry, I made my mistake. The yellow one is up here, in the northwestern.
out. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we could try undoing the green one and seeing if it's just orange, what that would look like.
Is the green one over here?
Hang on a second.
Yeah, the green one's to the north.
Somehow, Renoir, your character got set to minus 10 feet. I don't know how that happened. Well, let's make that 0 to put you back. Somehow you were... Oops. Why did it do it again? Hang on a second.
Apparently, I'm underground.
Now you're back. I really don't know how that happened, but you can make yourself... you can change your height, like if you're floating in the air or something, by right-clicking on your token. And instead of the light, the second one on the left is elevation. You can change your elevation, but that's for another time. So anyway, you put your torch in this lantern, and it spews out this orangish color that mingles with the green in the chamber and reflecting off all of the walls and whatnot.
Mojo goes up to the green one and tries to take the torch out of the lantern.
Okay. As you reach up, you manage to open up the lantern, pulling the torch out, and the green goes away as you now have a torch burning in your hand.
All right, Modred, you guys mind if I walk over here to the blue one? Uh-oh. So, is that got a torch lit in it too?
It does not. None of them. The only one that had a torch in it until now was the green one.
All right, Modred goes over here and puts the torch in the lantern.
As you're walking over there, Modred, you realize something extremely strange. The torch that you're carrying on gives off the light, but it gives off no heat.
Is it like some kind of form of continual light spell, maybe?
It kind of looks like that, although it's a little bit dimmer than you've seen before, and it flickers like a real torch.
Maybe that's the torch we're supposed to use in the yellow one.
So, what happens when he puts the torch in the blue socket?
Now you have blue light spilling out into the chamber, mixing with the orange.
Is that skeleton actually there, or is it just show on the map?
Actually, no. There is actually, I should have said that, my apologies. There is actually the remains of a skeleton sitting at underneath the lantern in the corner. Let me see if I think it had a description here. I apologize.
Hey, y'all, I found a skeleton over here.
Also, you realize that the is this one? Let me find. Yes. So as you're looking and it lights up, you realize that the ceiling for this hallway, like all the rest, is 20 feet until you get to where the lantern hangs. And this last 10 feet or so the ceiling is actually higher. So instead of the normal 20 feet above you, you can see it extends farther up into the darkness, and the blue light being given off is not able to penetrate however far up the ceiling is. But there is a skeleton, as you mentioned, lying in a heap on the floor at the end of the passage.
Modric
All right,
takes
though.
the tip of his staff and he kind of pushes the leg bones around. Do they look like they might have be broken in some way?
So you can see that both legs are broken, and it appears that he may have landed on his head because the whole side of his skull is crushed in.
Hey, Hob, you want to climb up here and see if you can find something interesting?
Hey guys, sorry, I'm falling asleep. I gotta call it. I'll
No
be
worries.
back in the U.S. next week. All right, good night, everyone.
All right, man. That's good. We only got a half hour left. Plenty of time to kill an elf.
Excellent.
Nice.
Or find my ancient gold dragon.
All right, man. See you next week. And I shall be taking over Mulgar in the interim for the next half hour or so.
Is there anything other than the skeleton? Is it just a plain skeleton? Any clothes?
No,
coins?
it's wearing clothes, although it doesn't appear to have any weapons or anything else lying about anywhere.
Does it have any jewelry on it?
It does not. It appears to have been picked clean, perhaps.
Well, luckily we've got Hob here to save the day and go up there and check this out.
Hub.
Yeah, Hobbs looking up. How far can he see up?
Hub, you can see about the 20 feet, maybe a little past, maybe 25 feet, because the lantern's hanging on the 20-foot section, just past that. So where this skeleton is, and this whole end tip, I guess, of the alcove, passageway, whatever you want to call it, is higher than the normal 20-foot roof. So how much further up you are not sure, but like I said, the lantern itself hangs off the normal roof, and then the roof is gone, and you can see it extend, like somebody excavated it further up on the end of this.
I look at the party and I say, "Did you notice in that hallway to the west? Did it have a similar setup, like a hole in the ceiling?"
You cut out.
I didn't notice there.
Okay, let's see what I can do.
So what are we going to do?
I'm going to try to climb wall after I save the game. So,
Gotcha.
Quick save,
and go ahead and give me your climb walls, because the walls here are kind of rough. And once you get up, you can actually climb the chain, get up to the 20 foot, and then it's probably where you can kind of brace yourself as you're climbing up. So go ahead and give me your climb walls, please, sir.
Roger that. I asked the party to boost me up to the chain, and then I'll go up towards the 20 feet, and then I'll start climbing.
Okay.
Moji lifts him up.
Spider-Man.
Nice.
Spider-Man crawls up like the web crawler that he is. As Hub, as you slowly work your way up and inching your way, you find that interestingly, there's no real dirt or dust as you move, as if nobody has been up here and no dust has collected. However, you manage to proceed about 40 feet up when suddenly there is a tunnel opening running along the same direction as the tunnel below into the northeasterly direction. There is a 10-foot wide mouth opening of a tunnel that leads in that direction.
Okay, I'm looking down it. I have infravision. Do I see anything of interest? I know that's limited, but
You can see that it's a thin passage that twists a little bit. It's relatively straight, but it's very rough hewn. And it goes beyond your infravision. Your infravision's 60 feet, correct?
actually, because I'm a mixed race, it's only 30 feet.
Okay, so it's definitely beyond your ability to see any further than that 30 feet.
Okay, what to do here? Let me see.
You're easily able to get yourself up into the mouth of the cave to stand there and look down and see your friends below. But you can see into the eternal dark world stretching out before you.
Okay. I turn my back I climb up into the tunnel.
Okay.
Nicodemus flew up there with him. I don't know if you heard that.
I did not. Okay. So Nicodemus flies up with you, and he is sort of fluttering around at the top as you clamber into the tunnel. Now go ahead and describe what you're doing.
So with Nicodemus there, I whisper, Modred, can you see this?
Can I see anything?
So you can see, or I should say, Nicodemus sort of flashes back his vision to you as you stand there, and Mulgar and I should say Renoir. I don't know where our barbarian went off to, but he's down there. But you stand there and you watch as suddenly Modred's eyes or head goes back slightly and his eyes kind of roll back and you see nothing but the whites of his eyes. And he sort of whispers something to Nicodemus. And Modred, you can see through Nicodemus's eyes that there is a thin passage that goes for maybe 80 feet. And it ends in what looks like a ginormous stone face, its mouth open in an angry scream.
It don't look like that demon face in Tomb of Horrors, does it?
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe, but not quite like that. Maybe, but not quite like that.
I apologize.
Don't jump through the mouth.
I apologize. I'm out of metagame there. I jumped the gun, assuming that Mordred, who can see it, but I don't know if
Hey, that's
Hub would have known that.
That just made me smile, man. That's awesome. Modred, he does his best to relay to everybody in Hobbs what he's seeing through Nicodemus's eyes at the end of that corridor.
Yep.
Did you say it was a demonic-looking face or just a mean, mad-looking face?
Actually, it's just like a face that's screaming. But interestingly, physiologically speaking, the face looks almost identical to the figure that's in the sarcophagus. A very androgynous, sexless figure, but it just has kind of this angry bent to its face, like its eyebrows are sort of scrunched down and its mouth's open in an angry scream.
I wonder if that's a trap, and if you go so far, it's going to blow you out, and you're going to fall like this guy did. Is there anything else on the floor that we can see?
Beg your pardon?
Is there anything else on the floor of that tunnel that can be seen?
You can search.
Details?
You can search if you would like. Go ahead, search if you guys want to give me a search.
Mr. Hub could do it.
Oh, we're talking about in the tunnel? I apologize. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's going to have to be Modred and or Hub doing the search check. Because Modred does it through... Okay. All right. So as you kind of move up a little bit to kind of see what you can see. And interestingly, about 15 feet or 20 feet in, Hub, you find that there are deep, deep scratch marks in the stone on the floor, as if something heavy had been dragged toward the lip of the opening that leads back down to your friends.
Maybe it pushed him out.
Yeah, I don't know about this. I know that no pain, no gain, but this looks a little painful.
Come on back down. We'll figure it out and maybe give it another shot later. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go at this point because it's bad enough if a full-grown person got blown out. The little hobbit's going to get blown out even worse. So I'm going to go back down if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a climb walls to go back down. Oh no!
Great.
Oh no! Roll a d4 for me, please. All right. You managed to climb 30 feet down when suddenly, just as you're getting ready to get and reach the chain to get the rest of the way, some piece of rock breaks away off the wall, and you go plummeting the remainder of the way, landing on your back, knocking the wind out of you slightly, and you suffer 2 hit points of damage as you hit the floor.
Roger rushes over to him. Are you okay?
I start coughing. Go, why didn't you catch me?
All right, we can't be down before we've even fought yet. I'll heal him up.
Okay. So what you want to do is you want to target Hub.
Now you're more than welcome to do that, but I only lost 2 hit points, and so I don't know if we're going to save it for something really nasty because.
Yeah, we can save it. I'm just worried about level 1. That's all. But
yeah,
I guess we did start with Max, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm in decent shape. So yeah.
All right. I won't do it.
Cool. All right.
I can give him first aid. That'll give him 1 hit point back.
Okay. As the barbarian comes over, laughing at you. As he,
I don't know how to roll that. It's just a 1 hit point thing.
You don't have to. I'll just add it to him. Oops.
And he'll double heal. So like tomorrow he'll get 2 hit points instead of just 1 from resting.
Okay. All right. So Hub, he comes over and he sort of bandages you and applies a little bit of salve and gives you some peyote to chew on so that the pain in your back goes away. A little bit of smelling salts, etc., that sort of revive you and help the contusion on your lower back. But other than that, you are fine. You want to describe what you saw to everybody so that everybody knows? Because right now it's only you and Modred that know.
First of all, he's a little bit irritated when he's been first aided, but by the end he's actually enjoying it, and he goes, "Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate that." Then he describes the scratchings. It looks like something maybe heavy was shoved out or dragged out from all the way to the lip. The face he only learned about, I guess, from Modred, but he put.
Yeah, Modred had described the face to him.
Right. So Hub says, 2+2, that looked like a really dangerous place. So I think we should avoid it until later, when maybe we have a better opportunity or nothing better to do.
I'm curious to see if maybe there's something like that in the northwest tunnel.
Okay. That is the yellow tunnel.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything to show a way out of here, correct?
That is correct. At least not yet.
And we do have the special torch that's in this indigo room, is it? Or is it blue?
That's the blue one.
It's in blue. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one out. I'm gonna take it with me when we go over to the yellow one, just to try to recreate the exact same thing.
Yeah. You might want to also try it on the orange one, which is the one the arrow is pointing to, instead of a normal torch.
Why don't we?
We'll do that. I just want to see. Okay, we can go to the orange. I was just wanting to see if there was another tunnel up there, like on this one. But we can go to the orange one and look. That's fine.
Okay.
With the magic torch.
Okay. As you grab the ever-burning torch, the torch of continual light, whatever you want to call it.
That was a third. I get it.
Well, as you move your way over, you enter once again into the orange tunnel.
Now it's already lit by a normal torch.
There is a normal torch that I forget who put
Renoir.
it in.
I did. I'll take my normal one out.
Okay, Renoir takes
the normal one out. I put the magic one in.
Okay. You take it out and the orangish light glow obviously goes away, and you put the ever-burning torch in, and it illuminates the area much like the torch did. Doesn't appear to be any different that you can see, but definitely nothing happens.
Well.
Hub moves to the very end.
Go look at those runes on that sarcophagus. See if they're glowing now.
Okay.
All right, I'll go over and check it out.
You actually can see the runes, but no, the runes are still etched along the edge of where the seal is, between the sarcophagus lid and the base of the sarcophagus itself.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go down to the red one, which is missing it, and I'll take a look to see if there's anything in that one where it's missing the.
Okay. Let me.
And while he's doing that, Hub's at the end of the orange hallway and looking straight up, where he would anticipate as before.
Unlike the blue one, the red and the orange chambers are both only 20 feet tall. Or the ceilings are. So there's no additional hidden tunnel or anything. Let me really quick here. You can see in the red tunnel, Renoir, when you went over there, that there is a chain there, but the lantern itself is gone. It's not that there's not a torch there, it's just the lantern itself is gone. Much like out of the eastern tunnel, where if going by the pattern suggests it would have been the indigo one. So
is there any red glass or whatever?
There is not. This one is completely void of anything.
Can we take the lantern off of the orange one and hook it up to the lantern where the red one should be?
Sure. They are only on hooks. They're not welded to it or anything like that. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, see if the elf can grab it and bring it over here.
Okay.
Because the lantern, they still got the torch in it.
Okay. So Mulgar says he's going to need a little help because it's 10 feet in the air. So somebody's going to have to boost him up to try to take the... Oh, you're going to cast Levitate on him? Cool. I like it.
I wish I had levitate.
Yeah.
He, I got a 13 strength now. Kind
Okay.
of help him on up.
Okay. All right. So I need, let me see. Let's see. Yeah, just give me a strength check to see if you're able to lift him along with all of his gear to where, because worst case scenario, he's got a strength of 18. He could lift you up.
What is that? So I just hit apply?
Actually, yeah, so if you open up your character sheet and just click on the STR for your strength and just hit apply, that should roll it for you. Nice. As you lift him up, he easily grabs hold of the lantern, shifts it up slightly, unhooks it from the chain, and you lower him back down, and you now have the orange lantern with the ever-burning torch in it. And he hands it to you, Modred, since I don't want to play his character.
Roger that. And we bring it back over here.
Okay.
Here, Renoir, how strong are you?
I am not the strongest guy. I'm not completely weak, but certainly probably our muscle-bound barbarian might be better.
I mean, I'm just not playing his character, but I mean, I can come over and he can lift if you would like him to lift somebody up.
That'd probably be the best option.
Okay. All right. As he grabs a hold of Mordred and lifts him up. Mordred, give me a dexterity check, please, sir.
Dexterity. That shouldn't be too difficult.
As you do that and you place the orange down here now, and now the orange light spills out into the main chamber, but it doesn't appear to really do anything.
What about above, up in the ceiling? Is it just 20 feet high, or does it go up into the darkness as well?
No, it's just 20 feet high. There is no additional...
I'm wondering if that guy's fingers are showing us what's supposed to be lit and what's not on that sarcophagi.
Can you show us the picture again, DM?
Yeah.
I don't really know, but it's the only thing I got to go on. So there's fist on one hand, and then three are out, and then one is broken off. Is it broken off where it was under the thumb, or is it broken off where it was straight?
It looks like it was bent underneath the thumb. Like you can see the knuckle, like the thumb would be out holding down the first finger. Like, I don't know if you guys can see on the stream, but it's like this.
Gotcha.
Mine still says commercial break in progress.
Yeah, that's because you don't have you're not part of the stream. Yeah.
I'm wondering if
you still should be able to see it. I thought, is it still under an ad break?
It just says commercial break in progress.
Yep, my apologies.
Based on this, I'm thinking it's supposed to be yellow, green, and blue.
Give me a wisdom check.
Everybody or just...
Yeah, everybody can. That's fine. Of course not. Let's see who got what.
What are we doing here?
Just rolling a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
No, I was just playing because he's not the wisest person it would be.
For reasons.
Yep. Let's see. So Biamba, Modred, Renoir, and Mulgar. Actually, no, that was a strength check. So you guys are kind of looking, and as you're looking, you come to realize this looks very much like the fresco painted room that you guys just came from off the dais. Other than the fact that there is a sarcophagus in the middle, this reminds you exactly of that. And in that fresco painting, every one of these had lanterns that were glowing brightly.
That was my first thought, but we're missing two.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we got to fight the wolves to find some more lanterns, or do we take a lantern back to town and try to get one made, or get two made with the colored glass that we need? But we need money for that.
It's probably a waste of time, but those other non-cardinal directions, just to make sure, I recommend that we check the other ones, the ones off to the south, east, and the northwest, just to confirm that there's no tunnels. I imagine there's no tunnels like in the blue one, but just to confirm.
Okay.
And to be clear, when you went up in that tunnel up top, there was no place where you could have stored a lantern that you saw up there, right?
Not from what I saw. No. I mean, it could be in the mouth of that thing, but I didn't get close to that face. So, yeah.
All right, so you're going down into the violet one. Let me see. At the end of this one, Hub, you can see that there is just a unlit violet lantern there, but you can also see that there is no extended passage.
Got it.
And same for Indigo, except without a lantern.
Hang on a second. I want to make sure, because they have specific descriptions for each one, just to make sure so you can see. You can see that the eastern tunnel has a chain hanging on a simple, a chain that ends in a simple hook. Yeah, other than that, go ahead and give me a search check. I guess I should have done that when you were on the Indigo one too, but go ahead and give me a search check, Renoir. All right, yeah, so other than what you see is what you get is the chain hanging on the end of a hook. I think I already said you guys found bits of broken indigo glass here. I think that's what I was looking for, but I forgot if I asked you guys or not. But so.
Yeah, you had mentioned that earlier.
Okay, my apologies. So yeah, so you don't find any more broken glass, but that's about it.
Seems like we need to find those other two lanterns. It's either upstairs with the puppies, or it's up by that mouth. Those are the two places we haven't checked that I know of.
Y'all, I hate to say it, but it's entirely possible that we need to open that sarcophagus. Do we got anything that's like a pole? Sorry for my staff, because I don't think it's long enough.
Like to wedge it, or to use it as a fulcrum?
To push it open. Something? To push open. To basically break the seal on those staff. If those are glyphs of warning, to break it so it'll explode and not kill us.
Right.
Unfortunately, I ran out of money when it came to the 10-foot pole. I wanted to buy it, but
So you can see that there is a lantern, a yellow lantern hanging at the end of that tunnel, Modred, if you want to go check to see if there's anything like a higher ceiling
Is
or
it
anything.
lit?
No, it is not. The only one that was lit, again, right now, the only one that lit is the orange one.
But I would
Okay, I'm
assume
gonna
your
go
light
see if I can
would
see
allow
it.
you.
Say again.
I'm gonna look and see if I can see up.
Okay. What was that question before Modred said?
No, I was just saying I assume Mordred's light will allow him to see it.
Oh.
You know, that's got on his staff.
Yeah, yeah. So go ahead and give me a search check down there, Modred.
How do I do that with a character sheet?
So just roll a d6. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
The d6 search check. So. All right. So searching around, you look and can see, and suddenly, Nicodemus sort of flits around, and he flits down to the floor, and he flits back to your shoulder, and he's looking at the floor, and he flits back down to the floor, and he flits back to your shoulder, and you get the sense that he sees something on the floor that you don't.
I'll try to look a little closer.
As you look, you can see through his eyes there is a thin, ever so thin circle engraved on the floor. It's so fine you almost didn't see it, but there is a perfectly symmetrical 5-foot round circle sitting directly under the lantern.
Take the butt of my staff and press it. If I can, try to press it.
Nothing happens, but you get the feeling that there's a groove. It's a groove of some kind, and you sort of push some dust away, and you can definitely see that there is a groove in the floor.
Y'all take a look at this. I wonder if the rest of them are like that.
Let's see if we can't pry it up and see if it's like a manhole cover or something.
You want me to take a look-see first?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Traps are always good.
Because I've been so successful at finding them so far. So,
Hey, 1 for 2, man. You're all right.
Okay, stand by.
There you go. If there's one to be found.
You can do it.
G6.
So, anything interesting?
So you realize that it doesn't appear to be a trap of any kind, but it appears that it is a cylinder of some sort that can move up and or down.
I'm no expert on these things, but this appears to be a cylinder that can move up or down.
So, is it in the down position now, I take it?
Not sure.
Yeah, I couldn't tell that. I wouldn't want to step on it just in case it is in the down position.
Okay, y'all. Let's try something. The pedestal that looks like an arrow. Let's see if we can pivot that whole pedestal in the different cardinal directions.
Okay.
Oh, that was crazy. All right. Let's see. Does it? I don't even know. Does it even say that you can do that in this thing? Let me double check.
While you're checking, Hub volunteers to watch the south passage in case something's come down that way.
Okay.
While you guys touch the sarcophagus.
I'm going to check the green passage just to see if there's a similar circle there.
The
I
green?
don't know what we're looking for.
Go and give me a search check, please. Yeah, you don't find, you don't see anything up there, Renoir, so there could be one. Well, you know what? I take it back. You do find one. Just because you know what you're looking for, I'm going to give you an additional bonus on that. So you actually find in the green tunnel, there is another, there is another round circle etched on the floor. I'm trying to find out. Go ahead.
I got a question. I'm gonna look around the sarcophagus. Is this whole thing maneuverable? Is it spin?
That's what we're trying.
I am gonna need. I am gonna need another find remove traps check if you could.
Well, I can't. I don't know how to do that.
Stand by. Wait, that's for the cylinder, the possible cylinder, or for the
for the
sarcophagus?
movement of the sarcophagus.
Gotcha.
So you can see that it doesn't look like it's sitting on any kind of device that would allow it to move. So as far as you're concerned, no, this thing is immovable. But
what if we all just tried getting on one end here and pushing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody get right here and just push to see if it would the point we can make it move to where the green alcove should be. Make it point in that direction, but make it point north.
Yes. Thanks.
Okay.
It's got to take more. I'll try it, but I've only got a 15 strength, so I need somebody that's got.
Yeah, I don't know if we can do teamwork type. Maybe 3 on one side, like.
Well, we can. Yeah. Put a couple of us down here on this corner, and put 2 more pushing the opposite way over here.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Who's all pushing?
Who else has a
I'm
good
going to
strength?
push from where I'm at.
I'll try
I
it.
got slightly higher than average strength.
Okay. As
So
you
we'll be
guys
pushing south, and they'll be pushing north.
Okay. As you guys get onto your various sides and you begin to push, you heave into it. At first, nothing happens. Then suddenly you hear this like a creaking, cracking sound as if something is breaking away or not really breaking, but just sort of giving way to the friction as you hear a grinding sound. And you begin to turn it, and slowly the sarcophagus, the pedestal itself, begins to rotate in a clockwise direction. The arrow, you said you're going all the way to the green, or are we going to the yellow? What are we doing?
I recommend the yellow initially.
Are you going to stop at the yellow or the green? Or do you guys need to make the decision where you want to stop?
Yeah, let's stop at the yellow because we need to go. Well, actually, we might need to go Roy GB. You know what I'm saying? Start with the red and go around and stop at each one of the colors just to see if that triggers a combination.
Oh, we're already going this direction. Let's just stop at yellow, see if anything happens. If not, then go stop at green and work our way around.
Right, but
I agree with that.
If it requires you to go yellow, blue, green, whatever the Roy GB is, we're not going to get anything.
You're right, but at this point, we don't know what the hell is going on. I've been lost this entire game. I have no idea what any of this means.
That's the whole
Clear
point.
us. We are not the party for solving riddles.
That's all right.
Puzzles.
Hey, man, you know what? That's what the game is all about. You continue to push as it turns clockwise, and you hear a distinct, and you can feel a distinct click as if the pedestal is reaching a point of its destination. You know but you feel that you can continue on to the green if you want, but you stop at the yellow. Clink, as you hear this clicking sound. You hear a whirring followed by a slight rumble. As the ground shakes slightly as some sort of a machinery kicks into gear, you watch suddenly as at the end of the yellow tunnel, a 5-foot wide cylinder raises up all the way about 10 to 15 feet, and it stops. And you can see that there is a hollow cylinder now with the hollow opening facing in your direction. It's big enough that a single normal-sized person can fit into it, or perhaps two smaller of stature people can fit into at once.
Maybe
and that's where we're going to
what
end the
happens.
game.
Oh,
Yeah.
This seems like a people squisher to me.
Could be.
All right.
Yeah, that's how halflings became short.
Exactly.
They stepped into people crunchers. I like it. All right, guys, that is where we are going to end tonight's game. I think it's a good stopping point. I think we did okay. We got about as far as I thought. I thought maybe we get just a tad farther, but that's okay. You guys didn't fight the wolves, so I guess that's always a bonus. But yeah, so hopefully everybody enjoyed what happened tonight. Hopefully all of everybody out there in the multiverse. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hey, Excel, dude, I didn't even see you there, man. I apologize. Otherwise, I'd have gave you the shout out. As always, one of our VAPs, Excel, and I don't even know, did Agora come out tonight, man? I feel like I am really slacking on the shout outs. Yeah, it's shit, man. Agora's out there, Asher's out there. Man, everybody's out there. But anyway, I definitely appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with us tonight. Asher, oh, nice, dude. That's nice that you guys are in the middle. That's very cool because, yeah, I decided to take it back to the old school first edition. So I actually, I went out on Twitter and I tagged Eric Mona and said, hey, but who knows? He's probably not paying attention to me because I'm just small fish. But anyway, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We're going to figure out who we want to go raid. Hopefully you'll hang with us for a couple minutes as we decide. Normally it's Darlene Creep show, but oh snap, Mike Disney's out there. Let's go over there and bounce over to him. So Mike's awesome. I still owe him a guest spot as a somebody in the game. So I'm gonna have to maybe one of the big bads or something like that when you guys are fighting it or whatever. I'm gonna have to bring Mike in. But we're gonna bounce over to Mike Disney. If you haven't followed him, please do so. He does a lot of great artwork. I got some of his custom signed artwork hanging on my wall here. He's a big D&D player, but he's mostly, to me, known for the artwork he does. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We will be here Friday as well for our 5th edition game. Don't forget to come check that out as our players are getting ready to go off and fight a white dragon, an adult white dragon, or maybe I'm making an ancient white dragon. I haven't decided if I want to kill him yet or not. But hopefully you guys will be with us then. But yeah, let's set this up and see if we can get over to Mike and see if it'll work. Hey, my button worked. So let's see how many people we can get. So yeah, man, it's been fun. Hopefully players had a good time. I know I had a good time. We will be back next Monday as our party has finally figured out a small piece of the puzzle as they try to investigate deeper into this Whispering Cairn, as they call it. But in the meantime, just remember, in a world you can be anything you want. All we ask is that you be kind. We will see you next week or Friday, depending if you're into 5e or not. Peace.
Peace out.
See you,
Excellent.
failers. Mike's
that was incredible
gaming.
tonight. I had fun.
It was good, man. I had a good time. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I appreciate it.
Totally have no idea how to solve that riddle, or the puzzle, but having a great time.
Look, y'all, I can just about guarantee it's